of L.A., Valley Sports West, the heart of the fan.
Angels Live is on the air for the Big A, and as always is presented by your Southern California Cadillac dealers. It was a night to remember for Halo fans and Shohei Ohtani. Shohei put on another show, capped off a 3-game sweep of the Athletics, and now we turn our attention to the Texas Rangers for 3. And the final 3 games at home of 2022 as we welcome you outside the Big A, underneath the hat, Ken French, Tim Salmon, that is Mark Gubiza. I'm going to start by being philosophical here today.
Oh, that's perfect.
How do you balance expectation and greatness, right? Gooby, I mean, that's what we're doing with Shohei Ohtani. He's expected to be great, and when he is great, that's what he was supposed to do. And I think that's what we're running into with this AL MVP race right now. What say you, Mark Gubiza, on this whole thing?
Well, Frenchie and Tim, I think when you're seeing what he's doing right now, on the offensive side, he's got great numbers, 275 to 34 home runs, 94 RBIs, the triples, the doubles, slugging percentage. But on the pitching side, he's become one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. And you saw it on display against Oakland yesterday. Even though he had a tough first at bat against Tony Kemp, it almost felt like he was struggling a little bit like he did that last time out dealing with the elements in Minnesota. So you're wondering, is it going to be a tough one? Rengifo hits that home run, he gets the RBI single, then all of a sudden he just took off from that point forward. He had 3 strikeouts with his cutter yesterday.
Yeah.
He had 1 strikeout the entire season with his cutter. We always say how creative he is. When he doesn't have a feel for one pitch, he has 2 or 3 other pitches he can go to and still get that whiff percentage about 39%.
Yeah, when I think about this situation, that question, that's a deep question. That's out of the gate.
I thought about it all day long.
Yeah, but here's what I would say is this. I think being a West Coast team, there's so much that we see that we can appreciate night in and night out. I don't think the other side of the country gets as many looks as we do. So when they just see an average performance, they're like, he's just average. They don't realize what goes into that day in and day out every night. They don't see the at-bats in between starts, the way he's running the ball, running things out. So, it takes... unfortunately for him, he has to have those great performances because that's what they're always going to come back to was it a great performance like we're used to seeing on a night in and night out basis with Aaron Judge on the East Coast? And I just feel like there is a high expectation that he has to perform and do well.
Shohei Ohtani is not a unicorn. He's an alicorn. That's a unicorn with wings. That is what my daughter told me. I'm going to go with that right now as we look back on his performance last night. And, Gooby, Tim and I were talking about this as we're watching this game unfold as he went 7 2/3 of no-hit baseball. We're thinking to ourselves, he needs a no-hitter to win the AL MVP. He needs to do something immortal compared to everything he's already done this year, and that's not fair to Shohei.
That's exactly right. It is not fair what he has to do every day. And for me right now, when you look at his numbers, when you put it both together, his numbers on the pitching side is like Justin Verlander. On the hitting side, his numbers are compared exactly to Mookie Betts. So you put those two together, you have Shohei Ohtani. How is that not the MVP of the American League? Aaron Judge has been phenomenal.
Sure.
Yes, we're not going to take that away. But what Shohei Ohtani has done, swinging that 2 for 4 last night with an RBI, just dominated on the mound throughout the entire game. And I really felt when he got through that 7th inning and you look at the lineup, you got the middle part of that lineup, then you work down to 7, 8, 9 to finish off the game. I thought no-hitter for sure. 15 and 8, 2.35. But look at this strikeouts to walk ratio. You're talking nearly 5-1 strikeout to walk for a power pitcher. 213 strikeouts to him in 161 innings. It just isn't real.
It's not real, and I got to believe that there's a lot of people in Yankee Nation that were squirming a little bit because they know that it's going to have to take something like a no-hitter to really push the envelope. Again, I come back to I don't think these people truly appreciate those numbers that we're seeing, that we see night in and night out. They're just getting glimpses of it here and there, and they want to see, they need to see something like a no-hitter at this situation really to sway it. And I do believe there's a lot of people out there that are really taking in this this and saying, you know what, Shohei is doing something special and different, but you're going to need something like that no-hitter to really turn the table.
The one narrative that really bugs me is when they said that the Angels are playing meaningless games and the Yankees are playing meaningful games. And you noticed, Tim, the same thing. It is so much easier to get elevated for a meaningful game as compared to a game in which, you know, your team's out of the postseason contention. So that level of determination for Shohei Ohtani right now tells me there's no better player in the world right now. We've said that about Mike Trout so often, and Trout even knows the same thing because of his pitching has pushed him to another level.
He extended his hit streak to 14 games, picked up his 94th RBI and his 15th win last night. What more do you need as we turn our attention now to Shohei Ohtani's great moments on the mound here at the Big A? Kind of go look back a little bit, Tim, and we're going to start with you.
We are. You know, there was a moment during the 0-2 celebration, you know, back in June. All the former guys come in. We'd been out, you know, in this hospitality suite the night before, and Shohei's out there hitting 2 home runs, driving in 8 runs, and everybody's kind of looking to see, like, hey, Fish, what's this guy about? Is he really that good? Is he? And I'm like, guys, he's legit. He's the real deal. Well, guess what? The very next night, everybody's in the stands. We're right up there in the Don Julio Club watching this outing, and guys are, you know, chit-chatting, having a good time, but guess what? They're always turning their head. They're looking every time Shohei's making a pitch, and everybody's just in awe going, oh, my gosh, this guy is legit. He just went out and hit 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, and then he comes out and he throws 8 innings, 2 hits, 13 Ks in front of that host of, you know, some of the Angel greats. All those guys were so impressed to see him in person. And I tell you what, I stood back. Of course, they're asking me all these questions about it, but I stood back going, wow, these are some pretty amazing players, and they're in awe of what he's doing right now. I thought that was impressive.
Oh, man, 13 strikeouts was his career high. When you look back the first couple games of that series for Kansas City, they were crushing the baseball. Shohei just completely shut him down. It was almost comical what he did. It was back-to-back games. When you mentioned 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, and then 13 strikeouts.
Never been done before, ever.
No, it was impossible what he did.
Okay, what you say, Gooby? What's your moment?
I go back to in April where Shohei just dominated, almost threw a perfect game against the Astros. So the next time around, here he comes against them in July. So you think, okay, they're going to have a good book against him. They've had success against Shohei in the past before this season. That slider he found down in Houston in April, he carried here to this ballpark. This is a team, the Astros, that do not, and I mean they do not strike out. He struck out 12 guys in 6 innings, and that was the thing that was so impressive about Shohei in that game. He also got 6 ground ball outs, 5 fly ball outs, and then he also hits a triple down the right field line, driving in 2. So he was doing everything again against the best team in the American League, and that's the Houston Astros. To have a game like that with that many strikeouts, just dominated.
Yeah, and I want to go to a game for my moment.
Wait a minute, I was going to ask you that one.
You know what? I
was going to ask you that.
I was going to comment on yours.
Hey,
wait a minute. What's going on here?
I'm excited to get to my moment. Okay, Tim, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it. It's all you.
No.
So, Mr. French.
Yes.
What was your favorite moment by Shohei on the mound this season? Okay, Tim, what do you think about it? What do you go back to that?
All right. It was about 2 weeks ago. Seattle was in town. Another team going to the postseason. You mentioned, kind of, you alluded to it in the game. You talked about Shohei's, all of his talents on display. 7 innings, 8 strikeouts. He goes out there, has an RBI, and scores the game winner in a 2-1 win. He did it all. He put the team on his shoulders. And if that wasn't an MVP performance, I mean, how many players can you say can get it both done on the mound and at the plate in the exact same game?
I mean, you go back to that 4-game stretch. The Jays, the Astros, and then the Mariners. All 4 teams going to the postseason. He had an ERA in those 4 starts, 0.67. That's dominant. Everyone goes, well, what's he doing against the best teams? They were the 4 best teams. They went out there and dominated.
Yeah, and I'll kind of piggyback all this because from the mound, again, there's so much information. There's so much stats. You know what he's going to do, generally speaking. I shouldn't say no, but you've seen what he's been able to do. And a veteran hitting team like the Houston Astros, the ability, these guys go back. They talk. They make adjustments. And for them not to have an answer to Shohei Ohtani at this point in the year, that's so impressive because that rarely happens in a game where you have such a dominant, group of major league hitters like the Astros have.
Yeah, and at this point in time, I'd usually tell Gooby to leave, but we're going to talk more pitching. So I said, I want Mark Gubicza out here.
Well, I appreciate it. I figured since I asked you a question, you would keep me around.
Reid Detmers, the young lefty, making his last start of the 2022 season, the 25th of his career, or should I say 25th of the season. What's it got to be tonight, Gooby? This is the first time he's gone this far into his season. We know he's been reeling a little bit in his last couple starts. What do you want to see out of him, and how does he give it one more gear in his final start?
I think he's still strong enough to go out there and have a great game against Texas here today. I think you go back to that start in Minnesota, and I was wondering because his velocity was down a little bit, even the velocity on his slider, even the break on his slider was down. So even a conversation I had with him 2 days ago, I said, what do you think was the reason? Do you think you're fatigued? He goes, no, he wasn't feeling well. So he didn't have the energy. After the first inning, it was kind of the same thing, that cool night like Shohei had to deal with the night before, but he wasn't feeling well. He didn't have quite the stamina he felt to have the stuff on the baseball. He threw a bullpen session just the other day. After that, he said he feels great. I expect something magical tonight, even though he's already done something magic already this season with a no-hitter. Right? Why not? Why not talk something good?
Well, I think it's important. All these young guys, it's their last start of the year. They want to go in the offseason feeling good about themselves. This is a Ranger lineup. He's pitched against them enough times. For him, if he's going to build on anything from his last outing, it's like, hey, I've got to have better command with my stuff and hit the spots that I need to hit. Yeah. He was leaving too much over the middle of the plate, and then maybe that's because he wasn't feeling well. I thought maybe it was the weather. It's kind of cold and damp. All those things maybe worked in that favor of, maybe not being quite as crisp as he needed to be. But when he's sharp and he's making those, getting that fastball at the top of the zone and hitting that slider down in the zone, that's when he's working. He left too many pitches over the heart of the plate, too many of those off-speed pitches over the heart of the plate last time.
Yeah, so next up we're talking Mike Trout because he was mic'd up. He's a Phillies guy, so as we say goodbye, it's going to be fly, Gooby, fly.
Fly
see what
to the road to victory.
You'll see, yeah.
Yes.
We'll see that.
Yes.
What do you guys 3-0?
Oh, I'm talking about the Angels today. Come on,
sorry.
Mr. French, let's go.
All right, so long, Gooby. And we're going to take our first time out. When we do come back, yes, I am talking about Mike Trout. Yes, he was mic'd up last night. The highlights of that are next.
A Cadillac.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
Your Southern California Cadillac dealers. Halos open up a 3-game series against the Texas Rangers. The last 3 games here at the Big A of 2022 last night. Mike Trout kind enough to wear a mic for us. We look back at some of the highlights.
I got a mic. Got a mic. Oh, he got him. Boy, Gooby up there. Right, what's up, baby? What's up, big dog? You know it, baby. I don't get why they keep looking at me. Oof. Oh, that's nasty.
That's the best stuff. Mike Trout watching Shohei Ohtani do what he does. Just the reaction he has, and I'm sure he wasn't the only Angel or the only A saying that type of stuff.
Well, yeah, for sure. This is what I love about that miking up stuff. I mean, we talked about last night. We grew up watching the football follies.
Yes.
You hear all that talk and banter on the field. I love that. I mean, just to get an inside peek into what Mike Trout's about, really what makes him tick, we always hear he's kind of loose on the field. We saw it right there. I mean, he's having fun out there playing. And then, of course, again, to watch the way he responds to the stuff he's seeing. When you're in the outfield, you're watching a guy dominate. You're aware of it as a player. I mean, as a teammate, I saw guys like Mark Langston dominate. You knew it. And just to see the reactions, I mean, if all the years that I played, if you could have heard the banner between me and Ersty and talking about what we saw, it's pretty cool to see. That was really neat to see tonight, last night.
All right, well, he had a lot of fun, of course. And then Taylor Ward, he's having a good time, especially in September. Boy, after dealing with some injuries, after a great couple months of this season, he has turned things around. He is back to the Taylor Ward that we like to see. 23rd homer last night, Tim, and another bomb from him. 6th of the month. He's hitting .364 in the month of September.
Well, this is something that you just can't take for granted. I mean, the fact that when you get hurt, it changes the game. And he had a bulk 3 months during the season, I think, where he was really maybe not hurting as much, but just not as healthy, as strong as he needed to be. He mentioned the other day the ball's starting to track a little better off his bat, you know, starting to get a little bit more pop. We've seen it. I mean, the last month his numbers are just crazy. But I think that's just the one thing the fans don't understand. I respect the fact that he's not out there every time a mic's in his face talking about, well, you know, the injury, you know, well, my swing's not. He's not making an excuse for it. He's going out there, giving it his best, trying his best. But I know as a hitter, I've watched those at-bats during those months that he wasn't swinging it well. You saw a lot of high fly balls to right field, not getting the barrel in the zone where it needs to be. When you don't have your hands, when you don't have your shoulders working the way they need to work, that bat's going to be off a little bit. It's good to see him feeling like, hey, maybe I'm getting a little healthier. I'm starting to get out of maybe some of those bad habits that were created when you're not feeling well and you're trying to just make accommodations and adjust. It looks like he's cleaning himself up and getting his swing where it needs to be, and hopefully going in the offseason. Well, he's going into the offseason feeling good, much better about this season than where he was a month ago.
Yeah, jumping into 2023 very strong as we're taking the time out here on Angels Live, coming at you from outside the Big A on a beautiful Southern California evening. When we come back, we've been talking about Shohei Ohtani and his greatness. Who can give us a really good inside look into the ace of the staff? How about his catcher, Max Stassi?
In most
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
Fifth and final start of 2022 as Angels Live on Bally Sports, brought to you by your Southern California Cadillac dealers. We've been talking about the greatness of Shohei Ohtani, but no one knows him better than his catcher, that being Max Stassi. And earlier today, he spoke with Erica Weston.
All right, guys, thanks very much. Max, part of the star of the show with you last night, a near no-hitter for Shohei, among a season of incredible things that we've seen from him and you as his battery mate. Now that we're a little bit removed, a few hours, what do you feel going back to that night, last night, and how everything went down?
Yeah, first off, I'm just the guy back there putting down fingers. Shohei's the one that's doing all the incredible stuff, and it's awesome to work with him. And last night was special. His final start here at Angel Stadium, for the 2022 season, and it couldn't have went any better. Or, in a perfect world, it could have went better, but I mean, for that kind of outing to go out like that here, it's pretty incredible.
One thing that stood out to me after the game last night was that I asked him, have you envisioned throwing a no-hitter? And he said, I prepare every single game like I'm going to throw a no-hitter. Is that kind of how you feel when you're working with him every day?
100%. His focus is unmatched throughout the course of the season. He works on his craft every single day. He takes care of his body as good as anyone I've ever played with. And, he's a hitter too. So he's got 2 lives here in the big leagues, and to manage both of those is the most amazing part.
Were you nervous? Because we were all nervous. How were you feeling? Were you nervous?
No, I wasn't nervous. We were in a good flow last night, and when you're engaged like that, and you know what's kind of going on towards the end, but I try not to get my mind there and just stay focused on the process that we have, and keep our communication flowing in the dugout. And conversations were a little limited towards the end. You never really want to go out of your way to say anything when it's going like that, but it was cool to be a part of it.
Like I mentioned, it was another moment in a sea of memories for Shohei, and you've been certainly front row seat to all of them. Do you have any moments in particular, not even necessarily with him on the diamond, favorite moments from this season?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of special moments. We've had some big walk-off hits. Those are always nice. The ninth inning knock. I mean, catching Shohei with some of the outings that we've had are pretty special. I go back to one in Boston. His final pitch, or his final 3 pitches to strike a guy out. He was a 3-0 count, and he went fastball, 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 and I thought that was pretty incredible to see that and be behind the plate for that one.
And then when he was at the plate knocking his 17 off of the wall at Fenway, pretty cool, remarkable outing. Last one before we get you out of here. You've got added responsibilities as we get down the stretch here with Logan O'Hoppe here, taking him under your wing and kind of showing him the ropes the last few games here. What has that relationship been like? And it sounds like he's a very bright guy.
Yeah, he's got a very, very bright future in this game. I think he's been playing the big leagues for a long time. He's got a great head on his shoulders. He goes about his business the right way. He's such a good kid, and a catcher that can hit for pop. Run a pitching staff like him. Like I said, he's gonna have a very bright future, and anything I can do that can help him, I told him, I'm here for him for anything, and I know what it's like to be in a situation, and I'm excited for him.
Very cool. Thank you for the time, and we appreciate the insight as always.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Max Stassi, one of the true leaders on this team. And by the way, Logan O'Hoppe, as Erica talked about, make his second career MLB start here tonight. The relationship between a catcher and a pitcher, you got to give Stassi some credit, too, when you deal with the way that Shohei's been pitching this year.
Well, especially when it's a pitcher like Ohtani. I mean, this is a guy that has so many pitches that he's throwing. We laughed. How many times was he shaking them off last night? That's a guy that's gauged it and clued in with them. So you got to have that rapport. It's great. He's done a great job all year long with Ohtani. I think you got to feel that he's part of that success for him.
All right, we're going to take one more time out here on Angels Live, coming at you from outside the Big A. When we do come back, though, we're going to show you the lineup that's going to back up Reid Detmers tonight as he makes his final start of the 2022 campaign. Just so happens it's right here at the Big A.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Elantra. The Elantra comes standard with complimentary maintenance.
Roberto Clemente, que ha impactado Puerto Rico y el mundo.
Esta pieza que estamos haciendo ahora es porque nos impactó la historia de Clemente.
Roberto Clemente, one of the outstanding baseball players in the game today.
Y no es el deporte, no es la figura, no es los puntos, no es eso, es lo que hizo por la cultura.
I always work with the youth in Puerto Rico, and I would like to keep working with the youth, which it means a lot to me.
last 3 games. Fans can redeem free medium fries with a $1 minimum purchase at participating SoCal McDonald's. Download and register on the McDonald's app. Make your kids happy. Get them some fries, dump them on a tray, and share with your friends. As we welcome you back to Angels Live outside the Big A, underneath the big hat, Ken French, Halo Hall of Famer Tim Salmon, along with you. Reid Detmers making his 25th and final start of the 2022 campaign. We talked about what he needs to get it done, empty the tank, so to speak, here tonight. Gooby mentioned didn't feel good in his last start against Minnesota, but again, what a year. I mean, you talk about a no-no, an immaculate inning for a rookie pitcher.
Well, when you look back on this Angels team, obviously it's a disappointment that they didn't win the way everybody thought they would have, but you got to look at, there's so many bright spots in this rotation, and Detmers obviously is one of the keys. Throwing a no-hitter, the way he's developed this year, he's going to be a key cog in that rotation for years to come. But so many bright spots overall with the starting pitching, with the young lefties we've seen with Ohtani. On the offensive side of things, gosh, you know, you're going to look at this lineup right here. This is a good-looking lineup right now. All of a sudden, this is something that kind of gets you excited. That could be an opening day lineup next year. I mean, you know, there might be a couple names changes there, but that's a deep lineup. And when you think about adding somebody like Rendon in there, and when he gets healthy, you'll be seeing him at the end of the week. That lineup all of a sudden is going to look like one of those lineups can take on anybody. So I'm really encouraged with where this team is. It's one of those years where you wish they had another month, maybe another 6 weeks to see what they could do, because I really think they're going to start hitting their stride right as the season is coming to an end.
6-7, Logan O'Hoppe, Levon Soto, a couple trash pandas going back-to-back, and Logan O'Hoppe making his second career start in the major leagues here tonight at the Big A. Patrick O'Neill, Mark Gubicza, Erica Weston with the call. Rangers, Angels next.
The Orange County Auto Show.
MLB Big Inning brings you the biggest plays of the night, live as they happen. Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel. It's nonstop action on MLB Big Inning every night on MLB.tv.
Valley Sports West, the heart of the fan.
By Jack in the Box. And last night, Shohei Ohtani, 7 2/3 of no-hit baseball. He had faced the minimum. It was the 24th batter that got that base hit. He went 8. It was amazing. Final home series of the season, Angels and Rangers. And there is the man, Showtime. Live right now, he is DHing again. It's just been a remarkable season. With Mark Gubazon, Patrick O'Neill. Really thought we had it last night, Gooby, but still, he thrilled us without a doubt.
Yeah, Patrick, his stuff was unbelievable. Every time he takes the mound, you think, okay, is this the night he's going to throw a no-hitter? Well, we thought that was going to be the night last night. All his pitches working. He was able to work down in the strike zone. He was able to use his cutter. His slider was very good. His sinker was nasty last night. He went into that 8th inning with a no-hitter, ended up with 8 shutout innings. His 2 hits allowed, 10 punch-outs. That's the 10th time this season he has had 10 or more strikeouts. You mentioned looking at no-hitter in 7 2/3 innings pitched. Lowered his ERA, 2.35 on the season for Shohei, picking up his 15th win, but he had everything working. I love the fact that he's used that different arm angle with his slider, his curveball. He threw one at 72, another one at 84. The magician on the mound, Shohei, and the emotions he had throughout the entire season and game last night. Take a look at our StatCast in 3D, powered by Google Cloud. The 10 punch-outs, 5 with his slider, 3 with his cutter. He had 1 strikeout with his cutter the entire season. Also had 1 with his sinker, which I think is going to be a pitch he's going to use a lot next year, and 1 with that splitter. We know how good that pitch can be, but all his pitches working. Magical night. He also went 2 for 4 swinging the bat.
Oh, yeah. The only silver lining is that he's going to pitch 1 more time. It'll be the final game of the season, and how perfect is that? What will he do next? You're about to find out. It's the Angels and the Texas Rangers here at the Big A.
I love the Boys and Girls Clubs because they help you believe that you can make it to the big leagues.
Big leagues of what? Law. Art? Construction? Baseball?
How'd you guess?
With the help of Major League Baseball, the Boys and Girls Clubs of America help kids make it to the big leagues of anything.
Sports is brought to you by Hyundai Epic Adventures. It's your journey. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai. By the OC Healthcare Agency. Build your healthiest self at angels.ocnavigator.org. And by your Southern California Cadillac dealers. Toe in the rubber for your Halos tonight is Reid Detmers, the lefty, making his final start of the season. And you better expect a good one here tonight.
Look, I think I just need someone more emotionally available. We seemed like a good match, but in person, I'm just getting a lot of mixed signals.
It's the bobblehead, isn't it?
I love your smile, but I can't do this anymore.
I thought you were a home run.
Oh, gosh. Max, don't do this.
There's a better way to bring the game home. Visit MLBshop.com for your favorite team gear and today's special offer.
Some Angels baseball here tonight. It's the Angels versus the Rangers. There's the young lefty, Reid Detmers, in his 11th start. He had a no-hitter right here at the Big A, and he's looking to finish strong. Let's take a peek at this Rangers lineup that he's going to be facing here tonight. For some reason, Texas has given the Halos trouble this year. This guy's really good. Marcus Semien, what a season. Multi-homer game last night in Seattle. Followed by Corey Seager, Nathaniel Lowe. Then it's Adolis Garcia, Josh Young, Mark Mathias, Sam Huff, Leody Taveras, and Bubba Thompson, the speedster. One thing for sure, this team will run on you. They lead baseball in stolen bases. And there he is, Reid Detmers. What do you expect here, Gooby, as he makes his last start?
I expect a good bounce-back start after that tough one out in Minnesota when he wasn't feeling quite as good. He had a great bullpen session, 6-6 mark with a 3.88 ERA. My go-tos for Reid Detmers to have that bounce-back, solid last game of the season type of start where he can go out and dominate, especially with his breaking ball. 62 strikeouts. That's with his curveball and slider. Look for that depth back in his slider and avoid the barrels with his fastball. At times when he runs it upstairs, he's got to be able to get those swing and misses upstairs. This show enough fastballs down to avoid those barrel of bats and these powerful hitters for the Rangers.
Alongside Mark Ubaza, Erica Weston, our entire Bally Sports crew, I'm Patrick O'Neill. Still kind of buzzing a little bit after the game last night, not going to lie.
Was that a game last night? I can't remember.
Wow, Shohei was spectacular. Now, pick up right where he left off. Hitting's contagious, so's pitching. First pitch is in there for a strike one to Marcus Semien. What a season for Semien, 26 homers, 31 doubles, 24 stolen bases to go with the 82 RBIs in his first year in Texas. Mike Trout going back to the track. That one's hit well, and he makes the catch at the wall. Okay. That's just one out, but a loud one.
It's an out. That's all that matters. You can see 26 more of them.
Joe Adell and the man you just saw, Mike Trout and Taylor Ward, make up the Halos outfield. Infield third to first. Luis Rengifo, what a start last night for him. Levon Soto, David Fletcher, Matt Thaiss is at first base and doing the catching in his second game in the bigs. Logan O'Hoppe, so a rookie battery here tonight.
He's getting another start at first base. His fourth start at first base. He's played 7 total games at first base, and that's not unusual to see for Seager to make sure you can't get that defense in because you know he's hacking at the first pitch.
0-1 to Seager. 0-2.
Already better depth and better velocity on his slider than we saw out in Minnesota. That's an 89-mile-an-hour slider. He was around 84, 85 at Target Center.
A good
Target Field, I should say, Target Center. I'm already thinking basketball season already.
Man, I saw him on run that 3-on-1. Finished it with the jam. But he does have a nice little pace to start this game. And the 1-2, that's off the plate, 2-2. And let's see, that's going to drop for a hit. Soto couldn't get there. And Seager's aboard with one down.
Some pretty good numbers overall against the Angels this year for Seager, coming in at 326, slash of 404, 609 with 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. That's in 12 games. Gets a little flare hit. Most times when you see that baseball flared in the air in the outfield, it's going to be something that's elevated, and that's what it was on a breaking ball.
This young man's having a tremendous season. Nathaniel Lowe, front page of the leaderboard as far as batting average. That's inside. Misses upstairs. David Arrieta is the home plate umpire here tonight. Texas has a 10-6 overall record versus the Angels this year. They've won the season series. But they sit in 4th place behind the Halos in the AL West. They can hit 192 homers on the season. That's good for 3rd in the AL.
Seager, one of the few guys that doesn't run a whole lot for the Rangers, is 3 stolen bases in 3 attempts.
Interim manager for the Rangers, Tony Beasley. Rangers perhaps a little fatigued. They got in to their hotel around 3:30, 4 a.m. Lost in 11 innings in Seattle. And just foul. Count goes full. Gooby, there was an awesome honoring of Kurt Suzuki before the game. The longtime catcher in the bigs will join us in the 3rd inning. This will be his final year. His entire family was throwing out the first pitch. His 3 kids.
That was incredible.
Angels gave him a surfboard, but yeah, for him to catch his 3 kids, and they all threw strikes to him.
They were amazing pitches.
Yep, he went. And that's a strikeout and 2 down.
Got him with the high slider. Good to see that from Detmers. He's caught in between trying to stay back on it. You can definitely see he went after that pitch. Couldn't hold up on it. You have another batter here in Garcia that swings a lot at the first pitch. He's got a 391 batting average with 8 home runs on the first pitch.
Doesn't offer at that one. It's in a good spot for him too, but it's a strike.
And you could try to elevate a fastball against him too. He will chase breaking balls out of the strike zone. He's a guy that swings a lot. He's up there amongst the leaders in chase percentage, swing percentage. When you miss something in the zone, he is super strong.
Does have 174 Ks on the season, Garcia. Runner up to the Rookie of the Year. Set a rookie record for the Rangers in homers. Closing in on 100 RBI season, and he got him. That's a great start for Detmers. Just a flare single. That's it. And a couple of Ks, no score. And here come the Halos.
Hi, I'm CC Sabathia. If Win Reality was around when I was pitching, I would have hated it. But my son Carson's a hitter, and I don't pitch anymore. So I love when reality.
Yeah, the camera's over here.
Be ready for real. Win reality.
They said optical shops weren't very inviting. So we, Warby Parker, created ones that were. They said prescription eyewear was too expensive. So we offered more affordable glasses, contacts, and eye exams. They said opticians weren't always friendly. So we hired only the friendliest and the most knowledgeable. And finally, they said the whole experience was just kind of unpleasant. So we set out to change that too. Visit a Warby Parker store and see for yourself.
Hey, it's me. The summer breeze. I just flew back into town. Let's get outside. Much better.
Bottom of the first inning, and here come the Halos. So good start for Reid Detmers. Nice catch by Trout at the wall. Luis Rengifo is having a tremendous season, and Gooby, Phil Nevin was asked about who's that one surprise player that you think has really stood out. He pointed to Giffey.
Yeah, I mean, he's been unreal. He's played a number of different positions. He might be one of those guys that you're going to see him as up for, you know, an award as far as a Silver Slugger, a utility player in Luis Rengifo, because he's played second, short, and third base, and he's put up some power numbers, some extra base hits.
And he's going to be leading off. Had a leadoff home run last night. It's had 2 on the season, followed by Mike Trout. And then, of course, Shohei Ohtani is playing after an incredible night on the hill last night. Then it's Ward, Theis, O'Hoppe, Soto, Adell, and Fletcher. Rengifo now is officially a qualifying hitter in Major League Baseball. The last day of September.
And Otto's a guy who will try to run that fastball upstairs quite a bit. 6'9", 4.73, a whip of 1.34.
A soft contact, and that's going to be handled by Seager for a 1 out.
And my go-tos to have success against Otto, who's thrown the ball okay against the Angels in his career, is you got to be success with runners in scoring position. You look at the numbers, 282 and a slugging percentage of 444 with runners in scoring position. And you also want to power his fastball, 7 home runs allowed versus his fastball. Doesn't give up a ton of hits. He's around the strike zone for the most part, but when he gets guys on base, that's when the hitters have had success with guys in scoring position.
Big righty, 6'3", 240, making his 26th start. And he is 26 years old. 5th rounder, 2017 Rice University.
It's Anthony Rendon.
That's right. Trout with 38 homers. And he has one chance to set a September record for home runs for the Angels. No Halo in history has hit 11 in the month of September. He has 10.
Otto will pitch inside. He has hit 13 batters. Pitches inside quite a bit. He's going back inside, looks like the Trout. Oh, he missed out right out over the plate. You don't get that baseball back too often against Trout, no. Middle of the plate like that.
Lifted in center field. Speedy Leody Taveras is there for the 2nd out. He's a good outfielder. Here comes Shohei. He's got a 14-game hitting streak. And during the 14-game hitting streak, where he's hitting 365 during the 14 games, he's 3-0 on the hill with a 0.90 ERA with 25 Ks, 8 hits allowed in 20 innings.
And he's been really, really good in his career after his starts. 289 batting average, 11 home runs with 19 stakes and an OPS 1,031 day after he pitches. Most of us former pitchers are just glad to get out of bed.
You saying you're just a mere mortal? Apparently you're not just saying that. You're superhuman. Oh, you were getting a lot of attention down on the field. There was a football game last night, and my partner here, winner, chicken dinner.
As usual, you're going to see some off-speed pitches between changeups and sliders to Shohei Ohtani. And Otto throws about 8% of his pitches or changeups. Slider at 27%. Ooh, got the benefit of that call there.
Yeah, that's all over the plate. 2-1. Shohei 2 for 9 versus Otto. That's taking him deep. And there's that hitting streak to 15 games. That's the best in the bigs.
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible, Shohei Ohtani. All you can do is just smile and go, wow. That is a slow pitch. He tracked that one extremely well. Stayed on it and rockets it in the outfield for another hit. 15 straight games for Ohtani. That's what the baseball looked like after it was hit by Ohtani.
Perfect cut by our crew.
Just 106.8 miles per hour exit velocity for the guy who pitched 8 shutout innings last night.
And, you know, even Shohei was admitting to Phil Nevin there was a little bit of fatigue there. But he could have hit, could have gone 15 innings, and he would still DH.
I mean, you got a no-hitter going. I mean, every pitch you throw is maximum effort. You can see he was sweating a little bit for him. And usually you don't even ever see him sweat, but he knew what kind of game he had working last night.
How about the month of September for the man at the plate? It was just mashing Taylor Ward. Hitting 364. The month of September, OPS over 1,000. 1,039 as they check on Shohei.
And even you go back to his last 14 games, Patrick, 431 with 5 home runs, 11 RBI, 9 runs scored. That's 14 games what he's been doing, crushing. Now with 23 home runs, he's looking to get 2 more doubles to get to 20 on that.
Good swing, just a little late. Because his April and May, this is what he's doing here in September. It's an injury. July and August, numbers were way down, but he's back. And the vengeance drives that left field. You wanted another double. That drops in there. Oh, and he's going to be 1 double shy at 20. Good call, partner. The Angels got something cooking second and third with 2 down.
When you're looking for Taylor, he doesn't hit many baseballs down that left field line. That wasn't squared up like the normal swing for Taylor Ward, but still got the barrel enough on it to get another double. 19. That's his spins ready to hard to play towards the end of the bat, but still strong enough. Get that one right down the left field line for a double. Now here's where we talk about as far as hitters have had success against Otto with runners in scoring position. Mentioned 282, but even better with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, 333. See if that trend continues and the Angels get an early lead.
That's when you know you're going good, when you get hits like that to drop. Matt Thaiss takes ball 1, just misses. 2 on, 2 out. No score. Home half of the first. Halos have won 4 in a row. 5 of 6. Let's see if that gets through. Oh, Nathaniel Lowe from his knees over to Otto. That's a tremendous defensive play. Gathered himself and was able to make the play and prevent a couple of runs coming in for the Halos.
Yeah, that would have been a 2-run single. Thought had a chance to get in the hole between first and second. Nathaniel Lowe making the play and a perfect feed to Otto covering the bag.
It's functional. Fashionable.
Tracks sleep, movement, heart rate, and the battery lasts up to a week. That's a whole lot of function.
Yo, Chris. Yo. Fashion, right? Function. Definitely function.
Fashion. Function. It's all about balance.
Want to get FDA-approved generic Viagra and save hundreds of dollars? RexMD.com has made the process simple. Get from here to here without the hassle of visiting a doctor. To start, complete our free online consultation. One of our licensed physicians will determine what prescription is right for you. If prescribed, we'll deliver your medication discreetly to your door. And after that, let's just say you and your partner are in for a good time. Get started today with RexMD.com.
With the Game Time app, I paid 60% less than this guy. What? And it's not just sports tickets. It's also concerts. Performances, too!
Oh, come on!
Download Game Time. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
And what a night for Shohei Ohtani last night. His final home start of the season here at home and almost his first career no-hitter. No surprise, he told me after the game, after I asked him how much he's envisioned that in his career, he said he prepares every single time he's about to take the hill like he's going to throw a no-hitter or a perfect game. So how was his battery mate handling the night, the pressure of the night, right? Max Stassi, he said, no, we weren't nervous. We weren't nervous at all. He never really had even a moment to think about it. He said we were so much in the flow of that game, we really didn't have a chance. He said the conversation did get a little bit more sparse as the game went on. You just feel the intensity of the moment, but a remarkable night for Shohei Ohtani. By the way, wanted to add, guys, that Phil Nevin mentioned before the game today that he went to bed last night thinking about if he had Livan Soto in the right spot in the infield last night. He said all our models had him positioned correctly. It was just a really, really tough play, but he added, you're almost glad Garcia got a hit, so that wasn't the defining moment. But again, another remarkable night for Shohei in a season full of them.
Oh, was it ever, Erica? And I liked your interview very much with Stassi in the pregame show. Was there a moment that Stassi maybe mentioned to you that really stood out? I mean, he was his primary catcher, Shohei's all season.
I know when we get asked that question, it's kind of hard to come up with an answer, and that was kind of the case with Stassi too. But he pointed back to that outing he had back in Boston back in May, a dominant outing for Shohei. He said it was his last batter. It was Trevor Story. He had him in a 3-0 count. He went fastball, 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 got him out on 3 pitches to end his day. 11 strikeouts, 29 swings and misses. He said to see that and be behind the plate for that one, particularly in that ballpark, was pretty special.
Okay, Erica, thanks very much. And the Angels PR Twitter account has sent out an amazing fact tweet about Shohei. That's popped up. And coming in as Taylor Ward makes the catch to retire Josh Young. And it was it's like small font, and it says Shohei Ohtani making history. And you can go to Twitter and Angels PR and look at all the numbers, that Shohei has done both pitching and hitting, and being the first player ever. And we're talking paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs. This is like a 8 font.
Yeah. I mean, even going back to what Erica was talking about, that start in Boston, he had 29 swing and misses, but 22 of them were in the strike zone. That's how good his stuff was in that game at Fenway Park. Shohei. And I also love the fact that he said every game he takes the mound, he's thinking no-hitter. And so often we're caught up in this age right now because so many pitchers are allowed to go through 3 times to a lineup, and that's it.
Matthias out to right. Taylor Ward's going to be busy. Taylor pointed out to us that he said it's almost kind of boring when you're playing behind Shohei because you hardly get anything hit to you, but he made a couple of good plays last night. And Erica makes a good point because it's like, yeah, we get asked your favorite moment about Shohei, and like there's too many of them. But in this fact sheet, it reminded us about a streak of 31 2/3 consecutive innings pitched from Shohei. without allowing an earned run. I almost forgot about that. It was back June 9th to July 13th.
And also his game last night was the 10th time he has struck out 10 or more batters. That's the most in baseball. So all these things, the most in baseball, yet he's got a 15-game hit streak.
Yep.
15-game hit streak.
Well, when they, in some of the national sports channels, when they talk about the AL MVP race, listen, it's between the two. That's driven to left field by Sam Huff and foul. And they sometimes just leave off the pitching stats. They want to compare Aaron Judge. You can't compare any offensive numbers to Aaron Judge. He's having a possible Triple Crown season, and he's great. But you can't forget about what Shohei's doing as a pitcher, because it's like the hardest thing to do in the world.
And still playing like he did. We just talked about the numbers, and you're seeing, speaking of numbers, I'm liking the velocity on Reid Detmers today with his fastball and slider so far in this game.
He's working too fast. We can't do our Shohei stories.
Evan Longoria, a guy last year who was one of the catalysts to a surprising Giants team.
Meet Evan Longoria. He's watching MLB Network.
Longo's hitting with big-time power. Still
Because that's what baseball fans do.
Here we go, Longo, 2022.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Jackie Robinson, 13 home runs into the left field stand.
Here comes Roger Maris. There's a new home run champion of all time.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Cal Ripken Jr. has reached the unreachable star.
This crowd on its feet and in unison.
This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza!
The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Welcome to the first night of MLB Network.
Number 600 for Jim Thome.
That ball is gone.
106. That would be a new record.
It is caught! Oh, what a catch by Mike Trout. The Cubs have finally won it all.
The Atlanta Braves are world champions.
Key for the game today, going Coolio. Rest in peace, Coolio. Hit him high. In other words, run that when he throws that four-seam fastball. You got to drive that in the air. Same thing with that slider when it's up and elevated in the strike zone. He's allowed 13 home runs, 7 versus his fastballs. But hit him high. Get that high pitch and drive it.
Otto's actually had some better numbers on the road this year, his rookie season, than at home. ERA closer to 4. It's well over 5 at home. Here's Logan O'Hoppe. What a debut he had, getting a single in his first big league at bat. I asked him about catching Detmers, how he prepares. He really gives so much credit to Max Stassi helping him get ready for this moment. Also interesting how, he swung at those 2 sliders his first at bat before he got the hit on that 2-2 fastball. He forgot for a second there wasn't that pitch clock. He was able to breathe, settled him down. Coming our way. I laid out so people could hear the thump. Logan's sister, Mel, twin sister, and parents Michael and Angela, still here tonight. Had a chance to be down on the field and meet some of the players. And Phil Nevin.
It's that high slider he'll throw to try to get the hitter to chase above the strike zone. If you could bring that down just a little bit, that becomes very hittable. He has given up 6 home runs versus his slider, although pretty good batting average though, just .221.
Swing and a miss, gets away briefly from from Sam Huff, and he throws out. Oh, Hoppy, strikeout, 1 down. And brings up Livan Soto. That was also nice, that report that Erica had about how Phil felt bad, you know, for Livan Soto not being able to come up with that ground ball that hit by Connor Capel that broke up Shohei's no-hitter. Spoke to Livan briefly this afternoon. He said he was just trying everything possibly good to get to that ball. He wasn't nervous. He wanted the ball hit to him, he told me. Just couldn't make the play.
By the way, trust me, everyone's nervous at that point.
Okay, so yeah.
everyone in the stands, everyone in the booth.
That's right.
Everyone on the mound, everyone. Such an incredibly intense moment.
Right after that single, and obviously there was tremendous disappointment everywhere. There's a huge applause, standing ovation for Shohei. He went into lockdown focus to everybody in the field and his catcher with the tunnel vision. He went right back to work. Such a leader.
He went all Billy Chaplin. Remember that?
Yeah.
For the love of the game.
Remind me of the moment before the perfect game.
Clear the mechanism.
Oh, yeah.
He cleared it after that base hit.
Swing at that slider, 2-2. And back-to-back strikeouts for Otto, 2 down.
He's got a couple punch-outs with his slider. Got a pretty high whiff percentage. It's 32% with his slider. Both strikeouts with his slider here in this inning. Not a big strikeout guy. It's 95 in 123 innings pitched plus.
Two outs for Joe Adell. Four Ks last night for Joe, all swinging, looking to bounce back here tonight. Talk about clear the mechanism. That's a good example. New day, new game. That's hit pretty hard. Center field. How about it, Joe? That's more like it. Joe Adell goes deep. It's his 8th homer of the year, 1-0 Angels.
Not only cleared the mechanism, he cleared the wall rather easily. Over 109 miles per hour exit velocity on that swing. Brought out the 2-iron and hits a rocket out the center. 8th home run for Joe Adell. Hello, says Adell, to that home run.
He's got the cowboy hat. That was like a frozen rope that he hit out. You're not kidding. 2-iron. Smoked.
Going 417 feet, nearly 110. That's 109.5. Wow. That got over the wall by a lot. And over quickly.
Curious about a little launch angle on that baseball because it didn't have much. Crushed. That's good to see, especially after the night he had last night. New game, new day. Popped up by David Fletcher. It's only a launch angle of 18 on the Joe Adell home run. As Josh Young comes in to squeeze that one for the final out. But Joe does well. You know, we know he's got this in him. That was great to see.
That baseball just jumped off his bat. That's one of those swings where just sweet and short through the baseball, crushes it out. Halos up 1-0.
Covering the pennant chase? serious business.
Boys, get on my back. You got no respect for me.
No. Believe in me, baby.
I'm playing Tetris, so I'm going to go cross-eyed.
It's no-nonsense analysis straight from the source.
Scotty knows.
I got donuts.
This time of year, we bring our game faces to work.
Whoa, coming at you.
When we're on that couch, we are locked in.
Start flapping my arms.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
Run of the season gives the Angels a 1-0 lead here early versus the Rangers. Last homestand of the season. It's a foul ball at the plate. Tavares showing bunt off of Detmers.
It's a job by Hoppy just to make sure, try to get that in fair territory, because Tavares gave up on it. To make sure, just in case, it's called a fair ball.
Hoppy has access, as all big leaguers do, to a specific computer program that allows him to see any start in baseball. He's able to study Detmers, what he throws in every situation, watch a game similar to what he did with Michael Lorenzen. As far as the bullpen guys, it's just getting with each guy, talking to Stassi and Zoot, figure out what they throw. Yeah, a lot goes on. He's got great makeup and IQ.
That's the big conversation I've had with a number of scouts and people that have seen him before. Baseball IQ off the charts. As a catcher, that's so important.
Heads up.
I thought you had that one, Patrick.
You kidding? You trying to lose me? Got 1 week left of the season. Let me get through this.
Just knock it down and throw it to first.
He came back in a hurry. I was like, how hard Joe Adell hit his baseball. Yeah, about it. Reid Detmers has got something going. He's got 4 strikeouts here. As he gets Tavares. One other look at Joe Adell. And also we had Shohei watching how hard Adell hit it. Let's look at that swing, getting it out in front.
He's got his chin on that back shoulder. That means he kept his head back and shoulder back.
Griffin Canny has some bubble gum on his hat. And here's Ohtani when he sees this rocket. And his reaction is priceless. We'll try to get you another look at how the eye contact he made with Griffin Canning, I think, is what we got to show the fans.
Man, that baseball was hit like a rocket.
That's the baseball in the Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Yes.
One out here is Bubba Thompson.
So often we talk about launch angle, trajectory, how high that baseball. That was on the line and out. It's a launch angle of 18 degrees, so that was a level and a line drive type swing for Joe Adell. Well, this is the one guy you really want to keep off the bases, because he will get your attention and take that attention away from a very good hitter hitting behind him. And that would be Marcus Semien. So this is the guy you want to get. Keep off the bases. Reid Detmers all night long.
Tremendous high school football quarterback as well. And he got him. Did he? He got a piece of it.
So far, pretty good changeup too working for Reid Detmers.
You remember when Bubba Thompson in Texas scored from first base? In a blink of an eye, dude can fly. Texas sitting at 66 and 89 on the season. Already better record than they had last year when they lost over 100 games. Pitching is going to be their big off-season plan. They definitely need to add to their rotation. They do have a good offense. Then money to spend.
Got to love Detmers, by the way, his pace. He doesn't waste any time. He's ready to get the sign and go after the batter. He got him.
There it is. There's another strikeout for Detmers. That's 5. He's a strike-throwing machine tonight.
That's twice now. He's gotten batters out swinging well above the strike. So one on a slider to Nathaniel Lowe, and this is a fastball upstairs.
What else do you like besides the pace, like the velo, the pitch mix that he's working with?
We've talked about it before, how this slider velocity has picked up since he had that one assignment down in AAA. Got back to his normal slider. You see that? His 89-mile-an-hour slider. It's pretty solid. But also his velocity on his fastball is going up. And his changeup, he started really throwing a lot when you go back to his no-hitter.
Well, he's first time through clean as Mike Trout has it. And that is 8 in a row retired for Reid Detmers.
Baseball's biggest moments are live on MLB Big Inning. MLB.tv's nightly show takes you from game to game for all the grand slams, no-hitters, walk-offs, and more as they happen.
Wow, he can do it all!
Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel.
This is some kind of awesome.
After your game ends, the action's just heating up on MLB Big Inning. Every night on MLB.tv.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
Third at the Big A, final homestand of the season. Not only that, Kurt Suzuki joins us right now, Angels catcher. This is going to be your final season. Zook, thanks so much for joining us. I mean, wow, you got to go back to 2004, right? Drafted, and now 16 years in the bigs. It has to have flown by for you. You've had such a great career, but let me just start with having all your former teammates, current teammates, and your family on the field for that tribute before the game. What did that mean to you?
Yeah, that was so special. I mean, at first I just thought it was the first pitch. I was like, oh, it's cool. My kids get to throw out the first pitch. They've never done it. I saw the little the sign on the board, and I was like, wow, that's really neat. And I didn't think anything of it, no idea. And then once I started playing the videos and I saw all my boys and my old teammates, I was like, oh my gosh, here we go. I was trying my best to keep it together, but yeah, it was pretty neat moment for me, and I enjoyed it.
How special does that feel for you, Zook, when you think about all your former teammates?
Oh, your guy. Take it, Kurt. Your guy.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, Luis Renifo. How good is he?
Oh, man, Geefy, he's awesome, man. I talked to him, and I love the energy that he brings, and he wants to play, he wants to get better, and to see him get the success that he's getting right now with all his hard work that he puts in is amazing.
Yeah, so how important is that for you in this moment, especially in this part of your career, to help out some of these younger players like Luis Rengifo, to realize it's all part of the game, learning the ups and downs and the successes and the failures in the game?
Yeah, I love it. I love that. I take a lot of pride in that. You talk about enjoying the ups and downs. I can definitely relate to that. This game obviously is built on failure, but my boy Geef. But it's pretty neat to see these kids get better and put in the work. And when you're a baseball player, you put in the work. You want to see the fruits of your labor. And for Geefy, watching him last year come up, all over the field, this year settling in, playing every day, and seeing what he's doing, it's special.
And we're bringing you on here with the big bats, the big boys here with Geefy and Trout, and then Ohtani. How about Ohtani last night, man? That was special.
I mean, do you guys expect anything less? I mean, it's Shohei. We expect that every day, right? I mean, everybody's like, what's the most exciting thing that you've seen Shohei do? And I was like, I don't know yet. Wait till his next start. Wait till his next time he plays, because he seems like you think he can't do anything better, and he goes out there and does better. It's amazing.
And Zook, when you see all the guys, your former teammates, giving those special messages to you, is there one thing in your career that you remember the most? It doesn't have to be with one team, but something during your career that you go, wow, what an amazing moment that was.
There's your guy.
It's definitely winning the World Series. I think that as when you get to pro ball, you get drafted, your goal is obviously to get to the big leagues, and once you get to the big leagues, it's to win a World Series, and that's what you work in the off season for. Spring training, you grind it out through the season, is to win a World Series. And that feeling that you get after you win the final game of the season, it's second to none in this game. And what a feeling to be called the world champion, for the rest of your careers. Nobody can ever take that away.
And they showed the highlight of the home run you hit in the World Series. Who were you pointing at on that one, by the way?
Oh, I had my family up there in Houston, and then I had a couple of my friends from Hawaii coming in. So it was a neat moment. And I told everybody, I said, man, I felt like I was floating now. I didn't even feel like I felt like fast for the first time in my career.
World Series champion 2019 and a World Series home run. Kurt Suzuki joins us with Shohei Ohtani at the plate. If your guy, Shohei hits a homer, I want you to take it. All right, Kurt, all the way from Wailuku, Hawaii, then Cal State Fullerton, over 1,600 games, close to 13,000 innings caught. And you got 2 more games, so you're gonna catch tomorrow. Is that right? Tomorrow,
yes, tomorrow.
And also your final game is going to be a Gooby Tuesday. That must mean a lot.
Oh, I mean, why wouldn't it be Gooby Tuesday? Oh, Gooby.
Oh, did your guy get it? Oh, I don't know. Oh, a catch at the wall.
Marine Lair. Gosh.
Man, thought that was gone.
Too high. Wow, that was high. My goodness. He probably got jammed, honestly.
Yeah.
He probably got jammed to hit it off the end of the bat. That's how strong he is.
We're going to look at it. We'll take a peek at it. I don't think you have a monitor, but we'll let you know if he got jammed. What do you think, Gooby?
Yeah, just a little bit on the inner half there. What's that from? That's one of our favorite movies. He hit it too high. I think he hit it too high. That's what happened to Shohei there. Just kept it in the ballpark.
Here's Taylor Ward. It's really cool to have Kurt Suzuki join us right now from down in the Angels dugout. You're going to miss this game, I know it, and I know you want to, catch some or coach some little league in Torrance. It was great to see your wife Renee, daughter is Malia, I believe, and sons Kai and Elijah. What's next for you, Kurt, after this? I know you got a couple of games to prepare for, but what's next?
Yeah, definitely go into full-time dad, husband mode. All the sacrifices that my kids and my wife has made throughout my career. Me being gone half of the year, and when I'm home, I still have to go to the field pretty much all day. So for them to sacrifice all that, it's time for me to go and join them. I mean, I feel like I've missed so much in their lives. My daughter's in 6th grade, and that was kind of the moment of I feel like it's time, when you feel that you've missed out on some stuff that you didn't want to miss out on. And I'm not regretting anything. I've this game has been great to me and stuff. It's just it's time, and it's time to become a full-time dad and a full-time husband and full-time coach.
Oh, by the way, Zook, I know you've caught a lot of great pitchers in your career, but your kids today, those first pitches today were outstanding. Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, I think I was more nervous there than catching in the World Series. I mean, my goodness, I was nervous for them. I know they were nervous, but yeah, you know, they can play. You know, they have fun, and you know, I'm excited to see, you know, what sport they fall in love with. Obviously, they love baseball, but you know, there's a lot of other sports they love too. But you know, watching them play baseball definitely brings joy to my eyes, and you know, I love it.
Can I get your take on Logan Ohtani?
Oh, Hoppy.
Yeah, the catcher tonight.
I mean, I talked to him for about six or seven innings yesterday, and just talking to him, and seems like a great kid. You know, he's very energetic, very positive. You know, wants to learn, wants to get better, wants to be the best, and I think that watching him now for the first game and then now tonight, he kind of, I mean, shoot, I was nervous, so nervous when I first came up, and you know, I was a nervous wreck, and watching him go out like he's been there and been behind the plate in the big leagues for, you know, 10 years. I mean, watching him, I told him yesterday how amazing he looks back there, and watching him just go about his business, I'm very impressed, and I told him I'm very excited to see what the future brings for him, because I feel like he has a very bright future.
You know, you got that surfboard today. The kids surf with you, man? They surfers too?
They're the one that drags me out there. They love surfing. All they want to do is go surfing, and I don't mind one bit. I love it.
Oh, that's just tremendous. That's great. Well, Kurt, we really enjoyed your time. I know we'll see you tomorrow, and also your final start up in Oakland. That's going to mean a lot to you.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, the catch is made. That'll end it. Kurt, thanks a lot. We'll see you real soon.
All right, thanks.
Zook to the hoop.
Yeah.
Oh, that was real special. It doesn't get any better than that. It's about family.
Where there's baseball,
one pitch away
from baseball history, there's drama.
He has thrown a no-hitter.
Where there's baseball,
Near the wall,
there's action.
he made a phenomenal catch.
And where there's baseball,
let's go live inside the park.
There's MLB Tonight. On MLB Network. Where there's baseball all the time.
Unbelievable.
We've seen it time and time again.
Are you ready for some hot stuff?
Turning up the heat, yeah.
If you think the pennant chase is intense,
Why would you sit there and get them all agitated? That's the last thing you want to do.
wait till you hear what the Mad Dog has to say. High Heat on MLB Network.
Varying speeds on his pitches. Fastball 94 upstairs. Follows. He's got a slider, swing and miss at 88. And you take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. When you see the difference in the separation in the speeds of his fastball and his slider, you're talking about 4 feet between the front of that plate with his four-seam fastball as compared to the slider. So that's the difference when you're trying to time him as a hitter, when you have that type of separation between a fastball and a slider. That's why you're getting some swing and misses already today, with 5 of them for Detmers, and another swing and miss on a slider.
On cue right there. How about the team's slider usage? I've been wanting to ask you about that. It's certainly been an uptick this season. What's the philosophy behind that?
Part of the reason why you do that, Patrick, is because you can control the strike zone, and they're getting a lot of swing and misses as far as with their slider. So you go upper part of the strike zone, the lower part of the strike zone, you can change speeds. A lot of different pitches, whether it's Tepera or even Shohei Ohtani, they're all changing speeds with a slider. It's a pitch you can control. better than a curveball or even a fastball at times. So you can go all 4 quadrants of the strike zone with a slider, with the break and the spin on it, but also you can have separation of sometimes 3 to 4 miles an hour and have still control that and get a lot of chases. Their chase percentage has been great.
Yeah.
With the rise in the amount of sliders they've thrown. And that Matt Weiss and the entire coaching staff in the front office and the analytic department have come up with plans and ways to use the slider that much better and get better depth on it, and it's been really, really effective.
And slider usage coming in for Detmers at 25%, just misses with the 4-seamer off the plate. Full count to Corey Seager.
And he's thrown 9 so far sliders. He got 6 swing and misses with his slider.
Well, he faced the Texas Rangers here at home. That's going to be ball 4 leadoff walks. Not going to be happy about that. And it was July 31st. He went 7 innings and just 1 earned run, 12 strikeouts against this Rangers team. He got a no decision in that game, but that is a career high. Strikeouts, 12 a dozen. So we got ahead of Seager, but then loses him. Here's Nathaniel Lowe. He retired 8 in a row to that point. That's some soft contact. It's going to be a tough play for Fletcher. Quick release. Got him.
Wow, what a play that was by Fletch. You talk about the transfer from glove to throwing arm. That's as quick as can be.
A long way to go. A lot of ground to cover.
Nathaniel Lowe thinks he beat that out. He's staying there. It looks like they might check it. I don't know about that. It's going to be close. And they're not going to check it.
Yeah, you only have a limited amount of time. Tony Beasley got the word. Not worth the challenge. Lowe is out. Seager advances to second. Fielder's choice. That's a big play. Remember that one. Adolis Garcia. The runner in scoring position. Seager, and 1 down here in the 4th. It's 2-0. Angels. Couple of homer solo shots. And you got another one for Rengifo. He's got 17 during our conversation with Kurt Suzuki. So Joe Adell got the scoring started with his 8th.
How great was that conversation with Kurt Suzuki, though? The passion he has for the game, the passion he has for his family, how he's looking forward to being part of the, as a dad now, at point in his life.
And one thing that our cameras caught, and a great job by our crew, is I didn't notice we were just about ready to record our open live. Kurt was crying there on the field.
I mean, I almost got that was completely by surprise. Everything before,
yeah.
He was just thinking he was going to catch first pitch with his kids and have some fun.
Well, that's going to score a run as Garcia drives that to the wall for a double. And he picks up a RBI. That's 98, and it's 2-1.
That leadoff walk comes around to score. There's a changeup, and that's how strong Garcia is. 32nd double. Stays on that changeup. Was elevated enough where he could stay back on it. It's right above the knees, thigh high. Lines it right center. Giving him 98 RBI on the season now.
Also, you got to keep an eye on Garcia at second base. There he goes. So definitely.
He's the guy that loves to try to steal third base.
Yeah.
For your look, Fletch might try to sneak in there.
There he is. He's pretending he's not there. So the batter is one of the top prospects, and he's getting a lot of playing time, so perhaps more than a prospect right now, but it's Josh Young. Top overall picks with Texas Rangers.
He is definitely going to try to steal at some point here. As a left-handed pitcher, you have that little spin move. You go lift your leg up and then you spin back towards second base. Maybe a viable option for Detmers.
Well, you can tell that a little bit of concern about that. 2 pitches out of the zone, 2-0 here to Young. It was Young that got that triple play started in Texas. With the 12th in Angels franchise history. All right, drops that curveball in there.
Be able to get back in the count. That's so important. Be able to throw a curveball or break a pitch in a fastball count. We said that there's no longer fastball counts, by the way. No more hitters counts. You have to adjust to different pitches.
Followed up with another good changeup there. Still think that was the right pitch to Garcia. It was just up enough where Garcia, as strong as he is, was able to stay back long enough with his hands to hit it the right center. If it's down, it'd be a tough one. So the right pitch, the execution not quite there.
It's also be a great challenge to see what Logan O'Hoppe has as far as that pop time, which is a great number and one of his talents. Should they try to run on him and Detmers? There's another one for Reid. He's got 6 Ks, 2 down.
Another hard slider, 88-mile-an-hour slider. It's a good depth he gets too on that one. He's got a couple strikeouts, almost the exact same spot with his slider tonight. Keeps that front shoulder in well. Stays on top. Snaps the slider for a strikeout.
What are the variations of the slider that he throws? Does he have that sweeping slider as well?
And he also can elevate the upper part of the strike zone with it.
Matthias takes a strike.
And the reason why that's effective upstairs is because he throws a lot of fastballs in the upper quadrant in the strike zone. So you throw a slider up there, you'll get some interesting looks. You'll have hitters swing over top of it.
That one's in there, 0-2. Fastball changeup. He starts Matthias off with. Taylor Ward positioned perfectly, and he comes in a couple of steps, and that's the final out of the 4th. Rangers score a walk and a double, and it's 2-1. Bottom 4 coming up.
Hello, everyone. You don't have to leave the solar system to watch MLB Network. Just sign in with your TV provider info at MLBnetwork.com or through the MLB app. MLB Network, just about anywhere in the known universe. Absolutely majestic pitching from the AL MVP reigning AL MVP Shohei Ohtani. So here's the updated rankings in the American League wins. He has 15, tied for third. ERA, he is 4th. He lowered it to 2.35. Strikeouts up to 213. That's 3rd. And Ks per 9, that is 1st at 11.91 in the American League.
And he's got a 15-game hitting streak.
Yes, it's just mind-boggling in numbers and what he's done. Still look down, I see that number 14 for Logan O'Hoppe with Mike Scioscia.
Yep.
Wearing that number for a lot of years. As we celebrated the 2002 World Series champion, the manager for that team. And for many years, Scioscia successfully managing this Angels team.
Aaron Judge, by the way, Yankees lost to Baltimore. That doesn't matter. They already clinched the division, but he was 1 for 2, so his batting average is .314.
Not a great day for New York baseball, really. The Mets lost in Atlanta 5-2. Has Jacob deGrom on the mound for the Mets.
And Logan strikes out. And there's one down. So then how do you have that NL East shaken out, Gooby? You made a good point about Strider.
Yeah, but if he comes back, which he's supposed to be back by the end of the month, which is right now, I mean, he might be ready for one of these upcoming games potentially, and they need him. And as far as the rotation, he is a strikeout machine like Shohei.
Both those.
Max Fried pitched well for him today.
It is a dead heat. The East. Both teams 98-59.
By the way, the interesting thing when you look at this Angels team today, and that's from the 9 players on the field and Shohei Ohtani, DH role. All 10 players have only worn an Angel uniform in the major leagues. They might have, a couple may have come from different organizations at one point or another, but at the major league level, all 10 have played for only the Angels. That's pretty amazing.
Nice pickup, partner.
Jeff Fletcher, Orange County Register, helped out a little bit with that.
Yep.
But when you look at it, that's pretty amazing.
Really is. Noah Rengifo is swinging the bat. Certainly has proven that he is an everyday player at the major league level. I mean, just look at his numbers. He's qualifying hitter, 17 homers, 22 doubles. And he's been playing a lot better defense, very solid, sound defensively. Can play second, short, third. Fletcher, Taylor Ward, Trout, Ohtani. Certainly a big offseason for Joe Adell. Soto pops that up. Young under it. Has it for the second out here in the fourth. This is Joe, 1 for 1. With Mickey Moniak on the IL, Joe will get the majority of the playing time down the stretch.
Yeah, you can almost guarantee he was going to see a breaking ball first pitch after a rocket out of the ballpark on the line to center field on a fastball.
Good pitch, not called. Call the ball. 2-0. Can't wait for this pitch clock. I'm going to be so fascinated to see how it is going to work.
I think it's going to make the game that much better.
It's going to speed up the game. They determined that at the minor league level, I think they shaved at least 25
AAA this year, Salt Lake
minutes off the game.
25 minutes on the average.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
From 3:01 to basically 2.5 hours, 2:33, right around there. That's incredible.
I mean, it's going to make everyone, the fielders, you get to see their athleticism because they're going to be on their toes to make plays.
Everybody's going to find a way to adjust to it, right? You'll have spring training to get used to it.
And there was a few times, I know in AAA this year, that if a pitcher took too long, it was a ball. Or if And it happened to Joe Adell, as a matter of fact. He had a 3-2 count. He stepped out of the batter's box, and he was called out.
That's right.
And being a strike because he stepped out. Not a lot of time. You learn quickly.
There will be, you know, pitch clocks, batter clocks that will be visible to all of us. And you at home.
And the first question will be, how will Shohei Ohtani adjust to it? Well, Shohei Ohtani just adjusts everything.
Yeah, I'm not so much worried about him.
No, because I mean, I still go back to I sit and marvel. Shohei Ohtani had one strikeout with his cutter the entire season. Last night, 3. And there had some interesting breaks on it too.
Out towards center field. I'd like to carry on that conversation. I want to ask you about how it impacted you or would impact you as a pitcher. Halos lead here 2-1 at the big game, the final homestand.
Looking for dinner made easy? Move over meal prep and make way for pre-chopped and pre-portioned ingredients. Hit the road hard to follow recipes and say hello to easy breezy meals. Peace out, pile of dishes, and welcome easy cleanup. Well, hello there, Home Chef. Home Chef oven-ready meals. Pre-chopped and pre-portioned recipes without the prep or mess. Get 16 free meals when you sign up at homechef.com. Home Chef. Delicious meat simple.
Here comes that rainy day feeling again. And soon my tears, they will be falling like rain. It always seems to be a Monday. Leftover memories of Sundays. Always spent with you before the clouds appeared.
Well, how about Albert Pujols? See it, his 700th home run in LA, was honored with a special bat for doing it, and then in his second at bat he goes yard for 701.
It's unreal when Albert is, you know, especially going. Remember when the Angels played their first game back with Albert Pujols wearing an Angel uniform in St. Louis? What did he do that day?
That's
homer.
Right. Yep.
Unbelievable. Albert Pujols is unreal too. 701 career home runs by the machine.
He has 22 homers on the season, and he's going to get some postseason run. And you better be careful how you pitch to him, the way he's swinging the bat in that home run derby.
Whatever you do, don't ever honor him before a game because you know he's homered. It's like automatic.
Now, he shouldn't be allowed to use the bat that they give him to the bat would have been juiced.
I think the same thing happened when he was with the Dodgers. He went back to St. Louis and he homered in that game too.
Yeah. Sam Huff, the batter. Top of the 5th, cruising right along here. It's 2-1 Halos. Mark Ubiza, Erica Weston, and Patrick O'Neill. Halos have won 4 in a row. Swept the A's, coming off a series win in Minneapolis. Finished strong. By the way, just 2 games under 500 in the AL West are the Angels.
And you see it frustrate a little bit on that release on the changeup here.
And that leadoff walk in the 4th came around to score. Big pitch here for Reid. That's driven to left field. Joe Adell gets a break on it. Not going to be able to get there. Bounces off the wall. Strong throw into second. Almost in time to get Huff, but he's in there with the leadoff double. Number 4 on the season with a big switch hitting catcher.
Had to go after him with a fastball, was belt high. He showed some power against the Angels this year. You got a .375 batting average. Well, up there with that swing. Struck him out the first time around. Fletch tried to keep that glove on him and hope that that foot would have a little separation off the bag. So potential bunt scenario now.
Corner infielders in on the grass. Taveras takes strike 1. So you get 20 seconds to pitch, to throw a pitch with nobody on, but 15 with a runner on base. If a pitcher is fatigued, you got to think that the hitter is going to have an advantage. It's going to change a lot of strategy. Swing and a miss.
I've always been a big believer in the more you think when you're a pitcher, the less likely you're going to be successful. So I'm a big believer in quick pace. Don't think too much out there on the mound. What did they win that? A couple of those famous quotes from Bull Durham about thinking too much out on the mound.
All right, so this is going to help the pitchers, in your opinion, the quick pace. And that's a strikeout and a big one. He gets Taveras.
Great sequence. Threw in a curveball and he also threw in a slider. So 2 different breaking balls. Going back to our go-tos in this game is the feel for both breaking pitches. Well, he had a great feel for those 2 in a row. It's a big strikeout. To get that out and you keep Huff at second. You know, right now, if you're Reid Detmers, you got to think I got to be super quick on that right side of the infield. If he pushes a bunt down the first baseline.
There's Bubba Thompson. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
16 swing and misses tonight already for Reid Detmers. That's a nice bounce back game so far. 10 with his slider.
Huff in scoring position. Taylor Ward drifts over. He's got it. Huff's looking to tag. He does. And he's going to be in there standing.
It's pretty good base running there because you know even if it gets down, you're going to score. But now you're at third base. And for a pitcher that throws quite a few sliders and curveballs, that's an important decision to get into scoring position, get to third base.
On 2 outs, going to bring up the very talented Marcus Semien. Multi-homer game last night in Seattle. Mariners took that series. Mariners about to clinch a playoff spot. Foul back.
Doesn't swing often at the first pitch, but when he does, he has a plan. He knows exactly what he wants to attack the first pitch with. And he had a pitch to hit, and he fouled it straight back. Now, Corey Seager on deck and Garcia. They're always hacking first pitch. Even the Nathaniel Lowe is another hitter that swings at the first pitch a lot.
Big start here for Reid to go into the offseason with, well, get a win. He had a winning record and some serious confidence. And when you look at, rookie qualifying pitchers, Reid Detmers has his name on a lot of the lists. He had that no-hitter. He's had an immaculate inning.
No-hitter in his 11th career start in the show.
A strikeout to Marcus Semien.
Fastball, another swing and miss. Reid Detmers, fastball upstairs, big punch out, couple of them in the inning. Is that Angel that 2-1 lead still?
The search for high-quality meat ends here. With ButcherBox, you get 100% grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Sourced from partners who believe in doing things the right way. Together, we can make a difference, one meal at a time. Get 2 New York strips and 8 ounces of lobster meat free in your first box.
Nice. What? With the Game Time app, I pay 60% less than this guy. 60%? Game Time finds you the best last-minute deals and guarantees the lowest price. Download Game Time now. Nice shirt.
Want more hits? Train and win reality. Improve timing, pitch recognition, attack rate, and get more hits. Hitters love it, but pitchers...
I'm glad I'm retired.
Be ready for real. Win reality.
Sports is brought to you by Spectrum. Spectrum Mobile has unlimited talk, text, and data. Save up to 40%. Go to SpectrumMobile.com today. By Cremily, taste the difference that makes a difference. Try Cremily, the official frozen yogurt of Angels baseball. And by Heffernan Insurance. As the Suzuki children threw out the first pitch to the 16-year veteran catcher and one of the game's greats, Kurt Suzuki. We say aloha to Kurt on his major league career at the end of the season. He'll start tomorrow, and his final start will be up in Oakland on Tuesday.
That was so great. I love the fact that he had no idea any of that was going to happen, too. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, how emotional it was for Kurt Suzuki.
And he joined us in the top of the third when Rengifo led off that inning with a home run. Giffey's going to mess around and flirt with 20 bombs on the season, isn't he? The way he's swinging the bat. And also the pop from the left side of the plate. Gooby, yeah. We talked about all the numbers from the right side. He's one of the top as far as switch hitters are concerned. On the right side, the best numbers. He's going to ground out there to Simeon. One down. So Rengifo 1 for 3. He's going to bring up Mike Trout. Singled last time up. 1 home run away from setting a franchise record for the month of September with his 11th homer. He's at 10.
Got 43 career home runs. This is Texas, so
isn't that tied with number 44 for the most ever? Reggie. So break a tie in a couple of categories.
He's been trying to pitch Trout inside. Even last at bat before the hit, he threw a fastball right in on the handle of the bat to Trout, and eventually a pitch out over the plate and line drive for Trout for a hit.
Good count here for Mike. 2-0. Oh, that's ripped down the right field line. He's thinking extra bases. The throw at a second, a head first slide. Trout is in there with a 1-out double.
Thompson played that very well, but then Trout realized that speed that Thompson has to cut that one off. He turns on the afterburner and gets a double. It's 26th. Now Trout with 66 extra base hits on the season. He gives Shohei Ohtani an opportunity to drive in another run here now. Remember, he had a triple down the right field line earlier this season for Trout here at the Big A.
And he was motoring around first. So a single and a double for number 27. And Shohei, who in the first inning extended his hit streak to a career high 15 games. Woke up the crowd here a little bit, defending their MVP candidate.
Now Shohei's probably thinking along with Otto here. Changeup maybe coming up next.
Shohei just missed his 35th home run in that third inning. He sent Tavares all the way to the wall as Kurt Suzuki pointed out. Marine layer got him, hit it too high.
Shohei was content letting it out there on a 2-0 pitch. Swung over top of a slider.
Another slider, another swing over the top, 2-2.
Shohei Ohtani, as far as home runs on non-fastballs, 18, one of the tops in the game.
Does he ever do? That's going to be a strikeout. Otto got back in the count.
Threw some really tight sliders till he got in the chase.
Tripled down on the slider.
Tried to go Vlad Guerrero Sr. on that one to try to hit that one off the dirt a long way. We've seen Vlad Guerrero Sr. do that quite a bit in his career.
There's Taylor Ward, who doubled in the first. Takes ball one. Career year for Wardo, 23 homers. Picked up his 19th double in the first.
Feels like he's just showing his fastball now, Otto, and to go try to get hitters out with a slider. You know, pretty good numbers overall. Just a .223 batting average versus his fastball. It's pretty impressive. Over 24% whiff percentage on his fastball.
Taylor was 3 for 3 last night, and he was 7 for 11 in the series versus the A's, and then he started off this game with a double. I mean, talk about a heat check. Number 3's got it working here for the Halos. Green light?
Yes.
Indeed. Driven. How about number 20? As far as the doubles are concerned, he drives in Mike Trout. His 20th double and an RBI, and it's 3-1. Angels.
Another rocket, 109.9 miles per hour exit velo on a double. 20 doubles on the season to go along with 23 home runs. Now that is a season when you can 20 or more in both doubles and home runs. That's why you got that high slugging percentage. Went into .474 on the season. 2 doubles a day, that'll jump even more. The wave was going all right at that time.
He came in to tonight with a .364 average in the month of September. That's only going up, folks.
So he's a 2020 guy as far as vision and doubles and home runs.
He might be 2015, but we'll take 2020 as far as at the plate. Oh, by the way, I found out officially the 2177 bar down in Orlando is officially up and running with the generator. Ward family household, they're doing okay down there. That's great to hear. They got to be awfully proud of what Taylor has accomplished this year.
.45 extra base hits on the season for Taylor Ward, and he missed some time this year with some injuries, but boy, when he's healthy, wow, he's been hitting the ball hard.
He's got his batting average 283 on the season. Taylor does. Entering tonight, his overall batting average was good for 19th in baseball. He's a qualifying hitter, of course. And Matt Dice strikes out, but the Angels take the lead. They went double-double. Trout with a double, and then his buddy Taylor Ward drove him in with a double of his own.
Every time he steps up to the plate, goes into his windup, or runs one down.
He caught it! Oh, you won't see a better one than that!
He competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
Nos impactó la historia de Clemente, lo que hizo por la cultura.
Trabajaba entre la noche, estudiaba en la mañana y entrenaba en las tardes. Así era, puedo decir, todo mi día, todos los días.
Ano basa si esken șopotul la clubul Bașco.
Si tú tienes en tu corazón sembrar deporte en alguien, puede cambiar la vida a quien sea.
Take a look back at his first career no-hitter back in May against the Tampa Bay Rays. 4 no-hitters in baseball this year, but Reid Detmers is the only one to complete that one by himself. And how about this? He was finally able to gift his teammates a little memory from that remarkable night back here in May. Some custom commemorative bottles for him. It's got his picture etched in the bottle there, thanks to Adell for giving us a sneak peek of that on his Instagram story. It's got himself on the bottle. It's got the date of the no-hitter. Of course, the distillery is just down the road from where Reid went to college down in Louisville, so some special meaning to that one for him as well. But he put that in motion not too long after that no-hitter, and it was just delivered to him and his teammates this week. They were waiting for them in the locker, so well done by Reid Detmers, and a moment that he and his teammates will never forget.
None of us, right, Erica? That's an awesome bottle. It's this Angels envy on that. I got a little envy on that bottle.
That's so great for Reid to do that. I mean,
yes.
How important that was. When you look back, 2 punch-outs in that game. So the defense had to pick up 25 of those outs.
Thanks, Erica, for that report. That's real special. That shows a lot of class.
That is really cool.
That is. Nice looking kicks in the background too from Joe Adell, by the way. Nice placement.
Detmers trying to get Corey Seager out for the first time.
Yep.
Tonight, single. Little flare into center field and a walk.
Career high in homers this year for Seager, has 32. 30 of those as a shortstop, right? A couple as a DH, it would appear. And that's second in baseball, second to Willie Adames in Milwaukee, who has 31.
Has that nasty slider again.
Got him.
Hey, by the way, that last out, Andrew Velasquez, he was in the dugout today. With a smile on his face, said he feels great.
Gooby, it was so good to see him, right? We hadn't seen him in quite some time. He said he was just coming outside because he hadn't seen the sun in a while.
Yes.
But it was nice to see him. He said he's feeling good, looks good. Mike Frost had said everything was going well. So he's feeling good and ready to go. And I know how much you were talking with him about, the potential of possibly a Gold Glove because he's turned some spectacular spectacular plays defensively this year. So I asked our stats maven, Matt Birch, to give us some supporting evidence. He's tied for 4th currently among all Major League shortstops in defensive run saves. He was ranked 1st or 2nd all season before that injury. He's also ranked 2nd among all American League shortstops with a 7.3 rating. That was as of their last public update at the end of August. So he is certainly in the conversation to get that nod this year.
And Eric, I definitely think so. I mean, when you think about one of the best defensive shortstops in the American League and how this team and the pitching staff itself rallied when he was in that shortstop position, the ground he covered, the throwing arm, he was put out in right center field at times, shortstop, different positions in the infield, but outstanding everywhere he went. I think he definitely deserves to be in that conversation for Gold Glove.
Well, that was one of the things a lot of the starting pitchers this season have talked about. They wanted him in the infield behind him because they knew just how incredible he was and that he was going to get to every possible baseball that he could. And, of course, he was there at the end of Reid Detmers' no-hitter, too.
Yeah, it was a shame when that knee injury knocked him out because he was so much fun for us to cover. Always so great to talk to. It was really
comfortable hitting from the right side, and he started putting up some numbers offensively. And even though there was times when he would struggle maybe on occasion at the plate, it didn't take it to the field. He was that good. He saved, that defensive run save. How many defensive runs saved he had at shortstop this year?
I wonder if he's going to maybe, give up that switch hitting. What do you think? And just hit from the right side? I don't know. And some people might think that for Rengifo, but he did go yard from the left side here tonight.
Boy, as a pitcher, though, when you have a shortstop with that range, especially when you go to next year where you don't have 3 infielders on one side of the field anymore.
That's right.
So you need that athleticism, a guy that can cover a lot of ground like he does. That's invaluable at that shortstop position.
Oh, nice play. A nice crowd here tonight. Final Friday here at the Big A of 2022.
Soto has done a nice job at shortstop himself, and I think it really helps now when you see with Andrew Velasquez around, they can have those conversations on how to read certain batters, what they expect, how do you look in there, how you're listening to with PitchCom, where to be in certain positions on different pitches.
Garcia following up his RBI double last at bat with a single to left.
I still think to get him out, you got to go upstairs. I think that fastball a little bit lower in the strike zone, then Detmers won it there. Although it was still pretty firm at 93. It was a little bit lower in the zone.
Two things that would be cool to walk off with this season is obviously a City Connect jerseys for all of us. Have to wait on that. The Squid T-shirts, right? And that Detmers whiskey bottle. Yeah. Don't know if any of that's going to be possible. But if anybody could get it done, Erica can.
Yes.
I don't know about that, Patio. Listen, I saw those bottles in the clubhouse, and I thought nobody will notice if I grab one, right? Just as a keepsake, a little memory.
Yes.
Nah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, well.
A girl can dream.
Yes. 2 down and 1 on. Here's Young. 2-0. The slider not called.
Becomes a big batter here for Reid Detmers. Still manageable pitch count at 90. Here we are with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Guy with power, you got to make a good pitch here now if you're Reid.
Yep, in there.
That's a good pitch. When you have that confidence to run a fastball the inside corner with a power batter at the plate.
Andrew Wantz is up. Righty's had a really good year. Let's see if Reid can get through this as a starting pitcher. Do you, even though your back is turned to him, you sense him out there? Probably not.
Every once in a while. Yeah. But I use it as motivation.
Yeah.
And always, hey, by the way, walking off the field, that's my game. And that's exactly the kind of attitude I know. And I've had a number of conversations with Reid Detmers. He wants the baseball. But I think that throw over the first base, there's a couple reasons, because Garcia runs well, and there's also a chance to give Wantz a few more throws.
Runner goes, and that's lifted. Popped up, Soto going back. He calls for it, he's got it. 6 strong innings from Reid Detmers. See if he'll go back out there for the 7th. Looking strong tonight.
MLB Big Inning brings you the biggest plays of the night, live as they happen. Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel. It's nonstop action on MLB Big Inning, every night on MLB.tv. Mobile coverage cam. Could be how good is this? Detmers gets that final out of the sixth. Phil Nevin calls him right over, sits him right next to him.
And you know, and I just got done saying, Reid Detmers wants to be in the game. He wants to shake the catcher's hand, but I think that's a great moment for Phil Nevin, saying, super proud of what you've accomplished this season. Great bounce back game from that start up in Minnesota. Boy, his stuff was excellent against a very good offense.
Very good offense. And finish on a strong note.
Yeah.
Me personally, I think he's still got plenty left in the tank to go back out there for the seventh. But also, you want to go into that offseason feeling good, hopefully picking up a W here tonight.
And that's the feel sometimes as a manager, even a pitching coach, when to allow or take a pitcher out to allow them to have that great positive vibe going into the season, off season, I should say.
Logan O'Hoppe lifts that to left field, runs it out, and there's one down here in the bottom of the sixth with the Halos up 3-1. One thing that Phil Nevin has shown us is how much he cares about everybody on that team. I mean, everybody. Even there was a couple of Double-A players that were here today that were throwing to Anthony Rendon.
What a great moment this is for Reid Detmers. His last start of the season, 21 swing and misses at a 12 with his slider. That's going to make you feel real good about what you've accomplished this season. And when he gets a chance to reflect on this season, it's pretty amazing. A no-hitter, an immaculate inning. Your last start out there against a very potent offense for the Texas Rangers. You go 6 innings, it's 1 run. Dominant.
Yeah, you're going to finish with 129 innings pitched. This is great to see.
And a hug from his catcher, O'Hoppe. 9 punch-outs, 9 in 6 innings.
Yep.
Matt Weiss has done a fantastic job. He worked on in that conversation with the slider and the depth and how important that pitch is. You remember you talked about it earlier today, Patrick, how the slider has been such an effective pitch for a number of pitchers on this staff. It's all going down to Matt Weiss in the analytic department of how they worked so well to be able to use the quadrants of the strike zone with a slider. A pitch that kind of was going away for a while was 4-seam fastball, 12-6 curveballs. Now you're seeing more sinkers, Shohei being one of them, and sliders.
And we saw him in that nice little camera shot in the dugout. You got this Patrick Sandoval. You know, he's got such great personality. So look at these 2 young lefties, and you got Suarez, you have Detmers,
and then Davidson. Those 3 are together like every second of every day. Look at that. That's just so awesome to see that, smiling. And you don't see Reid Detmers smile a whole lot. He's intense. And the catchers.
Angels in wins this year have a league low ERA in wins of 1.70. There you go, Joe Adell. Line drive left field. And a base hit. He's 2 for 2, including a home run. Angels starting pitching, ERA at 3.75. That's good for 5th in the American League. Opponent batting average at 233. Starting pitching, also 5th in the American League. Team ERA as a team, 6th overall in the American League. They have 4 starters over 100 innings pitched. And Ohtani, of course, is 1 inning shy of qualifying. Sandoval, Detmers, Suarez, even Lorenzen at 90+ innings pitched. You just saw he's a great leader in that clubhouse.
It's one pitch you're going to try to get out of the way, especially with that hand.
You're right about that. You wouldn't, as a starting pitcher, try to bust Fletcher in on the hand, would you?
Probably not. Fletcher's too good of a friend.
Yeah.
Too good of a friend.
Runner goes.
Felt that hit and run on, or run and hit, that looked like. Difference between a hit and run is a runner's going, he's looking in. He was running and then the hit put on. So he's going as flat steel, so he's not worried about contact necessarily being made, and the Fletcher's up there to try to hit that baseball. And he was going to try to go all the way around the bases if it got to the outfield.
Really nice bounce back game for Joe Adell. Homer, walk, single. Still only what? It's just a pup, Gooby. I think the next development possibly for his game, even with bigger, bags next year, Joe Adell could elevate his game by being a threat to steal a base.
Again, it doesn't always go down to how fast you run. It's reading pitchers. And next year, I think you're going to see stolen bases increase throughout the game. And the Rangers do a lot of stealing bases as it is.
Yeah.
But when you limit the amount of pickoff throws to first, you're going to see some runners go into little bigger bases. A lot of those things will come into play. That's why I think the action in the game is going to be so much better. It all starts with the pitch clock.
Yep. Limiting the throws over. I mean, we can maybe possibly disagree with that. Either way, you're going to get guys running more. The batter's going to have to be ready to hit. It's going to create so much excitement. Cannot wait. There goes again. Fletch swing and a miss. And that will do it for the inning. And Reid Detmers, though, the big story here tonight as we head to the 7th. Halos 3, Rangers 1.
The environment is so festive.
Microphone 1 2 1 2. Pack the whole place.
The fans here enjoying what they're seeing at this time.
Marching to the World Baseball Classic.
MLB Big Inning brings you the biggest plays of the night, live as they happen. Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel. It's nonstop action on MLB Big Inning, every night on MLB.tv.
Frontier Play, presented by Arco. Reid Detmers, last start of the season, had it work, and he'd slider upstairs. He's been able to have that nasty down and in slider fuzz upstairs. 94, 95 mile an hour. He had his curveball, his slider working, changeup, elevating his fastball when he needed some big punch outs at big moments today. 9 of them in the game for Detmers in 6 innings pitched. Just 1 run allowed against a dangerous lineup against Seager there. That last one and that hug by Phil Nevin. Look at those strikeouts, his swing and misses. 21 of them, 12 on his slider, 4 his curveball, 3 on the four-seamer, and 2 on his changeup. That's our StatCast. You can see exactly how many chases he got, either above the strike zone or well out of the strike zone. Excellent outing by Reid Detmers today with 21 swing and misses.
It looked like 6 or 7 out of the zone of his 9 strikeouts on the night. Brings in Andrew Wantz here in the 7th. Angels bullpen going to try to shut the door here for the final 3 innings. Pinch hitter is Josh H. Smith. Reid Detmers finishes his 2022 season with a 3.77 ERA, 122 strikeouts. It's a pretty good job as a pinch hitter. First pitch, line drive, base hit to center field.
That's some pretty big swings and hits against the Angels down in Texas. Including a home run. Remember that down the right field line he had.
Yeah, the first homer of his career that left the ballpark. His second, his first was inside the park job. Sam Huff 1 for 2. How about the battery between Ohtani and Detmers? You get used to seeing that for years to come, or what?
That is some young talent.
Quijada up in the bullpen.
Well, he got away with that slider upstairs. Although he took a little bit off of that and got him out in front.
Halos in the month of September, 13 and 12. Past couple of months, an even 500 record.
So far in this at bat, Andrew Wantz has thrown him an 80-mile-an-hour slider and an 82-mile-an-hour slider. Also has that cutter he runs upstairs and four-seam fastball upstairs.
There's a strikeout. Back to that slow slider.
Yeah, 3 straight good, tight sliders.
Considering that slider's about 9 miles per hour difference than what Detmers was throwing, that make it tough on hitters coming in.
See that? That's a great view of the depth of that slider, though, to get a chase and a swing.
Does it have does Wantz kind of throw a slider that resembles a curveball at all, or just a break?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, the ideal curveball is usually that 12-6 break. Sometime a lefty will be at 1-5, and you'll see sometimes 11-6 on that too, depending on the arm angle for a curve. But that was a pretty tight, good slider.
Okay, good. Good fuzz on that fastball. 95 from Wantz. Tavares 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks.
Might want to try a throw over to first base here for Wantz. That's a good pitch. Real good pitch.
You can tell that Andrew is curious where that missed.
Then he paints right on the outside corner, 95 after that break a ball. Same plane just about.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. A 3-strikeout night for Taveras. And back-to-back Ks for Wentz.
That's an incredible sequence right there. Went slider backdoor, could have been called a strike, but called a ball just off the corner. Fastball, and then he followed with a changeup. So 3 different pitches, the exact same part of the plate. See how far he missed that. Real good changeup by Wentz.
It was that changeup that was not called for a strike, just missed. Nice to see him go back to that with confidence. Number 9 hitters Bubba Thompson also 0 for 2. There's the throw over. Good move. Smith back. In there. Definitely give a thumbs up to Andrew Wantz's performance this year out of the bullpen.
Oh, definitely.
Love to see him back.
Especially when you could throw a slider, changeup, four-seam fastball, cut fastball. So you have a variety of pitches to go to out of the bullpen. Some days when you've pitched back-to-back games, or sometimes even back-to-back-to-back, you might not have one of your pitches working, but when you have a couple different ones you can go to, you can get out there and be a big part of that successful bullpen.
He's definitely got an edge to him, which is good to see. And we saw that certainly on display this season. And he had his teammates back.
See that 95. So now you have him set up. Try to get a slider, a non-strike slider here now. For a young hitter with all that speed, you want to make sure you get a swing and no contact, because he'll put a lot of pressure on the defense with any contact made.
Looking for 3 straight strikeouts, and he got it. Oh, there's some emotion from Andrew Wentz. You love to see it from number 60. A stretch here at the Big A. Halos up 3-1.
A brief moment was all Roberto Clemente ever needed. He displayed incredible talent as a World Series champion, MVP, and 15-time All-Star. He fought injustice and helped those in need throughout his life of service. And he inspired generations of players and fans over the past 50 years to make a difference in their communities. Roberto Clemente changed baseball forever, ensuring his brief moment remains eternal.
If you think they're excited, you ain't heard nothing yet.
Be quiet, win ball games, then I'll shut up.
High Heat with Christopher Russo, only on MLB Network.
The Rangers 3-1. We had an Angels season preview special, myself and Mark Gubaza, who had a nice prediction about that man, number 17, Shohei Ohtani.
It's hard to imagine how he could possibly be better,
but I think he is going to be better because everything in his mind right now, he's focused on staying healthy. This is the first offseason last year where he didn't have to worry about rehabbing his elbow, knee, or anything. It's all about focus. He knows exactly what his body needs to be able to go out there and perform at the highest level.
I was just about to say in the special how amazing your prediction was. Nice call. And you're right.
And I felt that because you go back to that game he struggled in June, I think it was, in Yankee Stadium last year.
Yep.
Where he had the walks and gave up some runs. And then all of a sudden he came back and he started to pitch. He started using all this, and he worked like certain points of the game, especially the beginning. He was throwing a lot of hard fastballs, overthrown. He figured out the pitching part of it. By the end of the season, he was dominant on the mound. So I felt coming into this offseason, into the season, he was going to be an even better pitcher. And because of that, I thought he was going to have a better season. He even said it himself already. He said he's had a much better season this year than last year when he's a unanimous MVP. He's been that good. And his offensive numbers have been great. 15-game hit streak right now. And the numbers are outstanding. Batting average up. Home runs down a little bit. He's going to be close to about the same amount of RBIs and doubles and triples. But his pitching is unreal.
I know. But can you explain, without any crosswords, why there is absolutely no love being shown to Shohei Ohtani for the MVP? It's like it's all Aaron Judge. They don't even want to entertain the fact that what Shohei Ohtani is accomplishing this year.
I mean, Aaron Judge is a phenomenal player, and he's played a great outfield too. But I think part of it is you almost, and I hate to say it, people are getting kind of used to being wowed by Ohtani, and it's not fair. I mean, we used to see that with Tiger Woods in golf and Wayne Gretzky on the ice in hockey, Mike Tyson boxing, all these incredible athletes. You just kind of go, well, you kind of expect it. You got to go, that's Ohtani.
Brady, maybe even a quarterback.
I mean, but what he's doing pitching is he's going way above, top notch as far as pitching right now. He is one of the best, period. I mean, Verlander is incredible, and he probably will end up winning the Cy Young in the American League, but Shohei Ohtani is not all that far. Dylan Cease having a great year for the White Sox, but Shohei's not far behind as far as that Cy Young conversation.
I think with his numbers, he should finish second. Trout, that took a bite out of him on that foul ball. Hope he's all right. Mike's 2 for 3 tonight. A single and a double and a run scored.
Off the back foot. So often you see it off the front foot, back foot. You have that guard in the front. That's tough. That's mutual respect for the umpire, catcher.
Trout just played in his 1,400th game. It's 14:03 now. He's been able to maintain an all-time OPS of 1,000, and only 6 players in MLB history have played at least 1,400 games and recorded an OPS of at least 1,000. And you would not believe the list of names, the company that this man Mike Trout is with.
And you knew he was going to go right back in with a fastball in there.
Can I read off some of these names real quick? Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, Lou Gehrig, Barry Bonds, Jimmy Foxx, and Rogers, Hornsby, and Mike Trout. That's it.
That's some pretty good names. Oh, he almost got him right back in. He came right back in with another fastball.
And he had to run it out after that back foot.
And you remember, there's not a whole lot of depth now in the outfield with Mickey Moniak being hurt on the IL.
Good point. He's going to run it off. Shohei's going to check in on him.
Taylor Hearn, he's got a good fastball, and he was staying inside. He's running there 92, 97. Also throws a cutter, slider, changeup.
I guess Michael Lorenzen could always run out there and play some center if he has to.
He has.
1 for 3 is Shohei. That one hit extended his hit streak to 15 games. He hasn't homered in 16 games, a career-long homerless drought for Shohei. Taylor Hearn quickly ahead of Shohei 0-2. Looking at the 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 7th.
And 97 just off the corner. Wow.
Fastball hard of the plate, foul back. Shohei's had a tough time versus Taylor Hearn. 1 for 12. 5 strikeouts.
As a starter, he was the guy that threw a high percentage of pitches as fastballs. And it has so far out of the bullpen here. I've always liked his arm.
Almost the exact same spot. 2-2.
Shohei's going to cover one and get one out of here. It's going to probably have to be the left center. He's got that glove side both to left-handed batter in. Did that to Trout too, as far as fastballs.
Yeah, good call. He was looking to go the other way. Stays alive. Again, 8 innings pitched last night, scoreless, 10 Ks, 7 2/3 without a hit, picking up his 15th win, and then here he is the very next night. It's literally impossible to describe how he's able to do it. And look at him try to beat this out. He'll get down the line. That'll be an easy hit for Shohei, his 2nd of the night.
And just a little smile on that one.
He's apologetic, but it doesn't matter.
When he was dealing some high velocity throughout that entire at bat.
It's going to help the batting average.
Not the exit velocity, though, on average. It's
no.
54.4 miles per hour for Shohei.
But it gives this man a chance to swing the bat. Taylor Ward is 2 for 3, 2 doubles and an RBI.
It's so fun when you see Shohei at first base, how every first baseman immediately wants to try to talk to Shohei.
The 15th game between these two teams. Get to know each other. Taylor Ward does have a home run off of Hearn. It's 3 for 8. Average up to 283.
What a season that Ward has put together. 23 home runs, 20 doubles. A couple triples too.
Let's give you a quick word from Hyundai.
It's your journey. Own it in the Hyundai Santa Fe.
Ohtani at first, the 2-1. It's in there, 2-2. Think Taylor wants that pitch back?
Yeah, I literally was just going to say that. I mean, that's his spot where he might be able to hit that one a mile to left center if he gets that same spot. Might be a little bit off the plate now with this pitch.
Out towards right field. Didn't get all of it. And Thompson has it, and that'll do it for the 7th inning. Earned his job. Halos still lead 3-1.
At Boll & Branch, we don't make bedding like everyone else. We make it better. We prioritize thread quality, not thread count. We source the finest 100% organic cotton to make the softest, most luxurious fabrics on earth. We're free from toxins, the way home should be. Bull & Branch is made different, so you can sleep better at night. Experience the difference at bullandbranch.com.
It's cheating. It's not even fair.
It's like the hitters know what I'm gonna throw every time.
I hate win reality.
I love it.
Be ready for real. Win reality.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
French, that is Tim Sam, and we are getting you ready for the Angels Live postgame show presented by the OC Healthcare Agency. Topic of conversation has to be Reid Detmers. Tim, last start of 2022. What a way to go out.
What a way. We talked about in the pregame show that slider needed to be much better tonight, and it was. It was devastating. Led to 9 strikeouts, fastball up in the zone. He had it working tonight. Good one to end on.
Angels so far, 9 hits on the board as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Patrick O'Neill, Mark Gubiza.
Okay, Kent and Tim, thanks very much. Great job all season long. Wance back out there here. We're in the 8th inning, and it's the Angels 3, Rangers 1. And Marcus Semien, who had 2 homers yesterday, I think he just missed that one. Joe Adell has it.
I was going to say he probably gets that one right-handed bat. Now you might see Quijada.
Just like that. Before you could finish your sentence, Phil Nevin is halfway out to the mound, but a really nice job. Andrew's surprised to see him, but we have a pitching change. Good job by Andrew Wance. Quijada coming in. Angels up 3-1.
They said optical shops weren't very inviting, so we, Warby Parker, created ones that were. They said prescription eyewear was too expensive, so we offered more affordable glasses, contacts, and eye exams. They said opticians weren't always friendly, so we hired only the friendliest and the most knowledgeable. And finally, they said the whole experience was just kind of unpleasant, so we set out to change that too. Visit a Warby Parker store and see for yourself.
Did you know that ticket prices can actually go down right before the game? That's where Game Time comes in. Game Time tracks ticket prices in real time from thousands of trusted sellers, then shows you all the best deals. So we can get tickets at the last minute for up to 60% off. Download Game Time now.
To get more hits out here, start training in here. Introducing Win Reality. Game speed pitches anywhere, anytime. Hands in sync with eyes. Confidence in sync with your progress. Be ready for real. Win Reality.
Brought to you by Spectrum. Spectrum Mobile has unlimited talk, text, and data. Save up to 40%. Go to spectrummobile.com today. By the Orange County Auto Show, hundreds of the hottest new cars, trucks, EVs, and more, September 29th through October 2nd at the Anaheim Convention Center. It is back. That's great to see. And by Arrowhead, 100% mountain spring water fueled by nature. And Kurt Suzuki got a tremendous send-off. His 3 gorgeous children We're here to honor him as he was honored before the game. That was Malia.
She was out there running out the bases. He was really moving.
And right by
I love
Mike
Trout was like going, yes.
That's a piece of video that is a keeper for a lifetime for Kurt and his family. Be sure to send that to him, would you please?
I got those connections.
Jose Quijada this is an interesting spot here, Gooby, for Quijada. Just looked up. I like to see sometimes pitcher-batter matchups. Corey Seager is 2 for 2 versus Quijada with 2 home runs.
Part of it is because a high fastball up and away, and Seager hits high pitches up and away really well the other way. Hence, that's why he threw a slider first pitch.
The slider, which is not a big usage pitch for him. It's that 4-seamer, a little wrinkle changeup.
Yes. Seager's got real good power to left center. Real good power to left center. And that high fastball is conducive to a good swing from Seager against him. That's why he's mixing it up a little bit. 2 in a row.
Well, you know how we talk about no fastball counts with Quijada and 2-0. Not going to quite bet the house on it, but fastball fouled away. Seager was ready. 2-1. Fastball at 95. If he throws it again, where does it need to be?
I think you got to tie him up inside where his hands are set up. It's pretty quick upstairs. Lefties usually think of downstairs, upstairs in.
Swing and a miss. Got it by him. I think so. Yes, he did. A strikeout. Oh, spicy.
Yeah, he went in on that inner half and up. The pitch before, it looked like Seager wasn't comfortable with his wrist or something on that swing upstairs, and he tied him up back upstairs. But hopefully he's okay. See this swing. If you look, he's kind of moving his wrists around a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Nice catch.
And then he went back upstairs and couldn't control the bat enough to not go through the zone. Probably okay with it, but it didn't look comfortable on the swing.
Nice spot on the fastball there to Nathaniel Lowe. And if you look at the top batting averages in baseball since June 20th, Nathaniel Lowe, third best at 324, just behind Freeman and Abreu. And just ahead of Judge. 0-2. Meanwhile, Nathaniel Lowe 0 for 2. With 2 strikeouts versus that man, Jose Quijada, who also gets a thumbs up right out of that bullpen. It was a great feature with him mic'd up. He has such a great personality. He's a lot of fun on the plane rides, I'll tell you that. Swing and a miss. Quijada with the spicy inning with back-to-back Ks. Gotta love it. 3-1 Halos.
Get closer to the action.
You gotta be kidding me.
Closer to the big blast.
Way, way, way out of here.
Closer to the great grabs.
Took a home run away.
Closer to the jaw-dropping plays.
Unbelievable.
With more highlights.
He struck him out.
More analysis.
You're going to see athleticism like you've never seen before.
And more live look-ins.
Wow.
Nobody gets you closer to the game every night. Only on MLB Network.
If you think they're excited, you ain't heard nothing yet.
Be quiet, win ball games, then I'll shut up and I'll shut up.
High Heat with Christopher Russo, only on MLB Network.
greatest date in Angels history because it was against the Angels. Your former teammate, you were there, George Brett, hit number 3,000.
Yeah, he needed 4 hits that night. He got 4 hits. The fourth hit there for number 3,000.
Here you come. Look at you.
Yeah, it's always smart. I always wonder why do you do that? You just whack him on the helmet like that, just keep doing it, and he gets picked off right away. Dude, that's just not right. That's not right.
Don't throw over.
He's like, oh, so funny. He's like, Uncle, really?
Did you avoid him after that? You're not going. And Matt Duffy pinch hit. How about it? Just step off the bench and take it to the wall. No problem. A leadoff double for Duffy.
He went little George Brett, rocket to the alley. The story behind that with George, too, because the late Ken Brett was on the game on the call as far as color analyst that day. George, that night before, his shoulder was not good. It was a good possibility he wasn't going to play that night. And he had a cortisone shot, and he was able to go out and play, and he gets 4 hits that night to get number 3,000. That was a lot of fun. See him.
How close to the end of the season was that?
Very close. So we had another homestand, too.
Okay.
Last 3 games at home, but that was, I mean, he grew up here.
Yep.
Southern California kid at El Segundo High School.
Well, a chance right now for Logan Ohtani to maybe pick up his first career RBI with a knock with Duffy in scoring position.
There's been some doubles here tonight.
Count them.
Got 4 of them.
Trouty, couple for Wardo and Duffy.
A couple home runs, too. Rengifo, Adell.
Hello.
Going back to our Hyundai Key for the game today. Hit them high. They have. It's a baseball. We mentioned the doubles. 4 of them. 2 home runs. Impressive again. 10 hits for the Angels tonight.
The team batting average has gone up. It's 232 now, but it's risen in the past month.
Yeah, I mean, at this point of the year, it's hard to get it to jump up. It wasn't that long ago. It was 228.
Yep.
So get up 4 points at this time of the year. That means you've been swinging the bat well lately.
It's flirting with a franchise low. Two-two to Ohtani. Driven to right field. Is it going to get down? It does. Oh, but Matt's got to hold up. That's a knock for Ohtani, who's hoping maybe pick up his first career RBI, but still he'll take the hit.
With that speed by Thompson out and right, he threw that glove up as if he was going to make the play, so you have to freeze.
Yep.
At second, but a great swing by Logan Ohtani. What a fastball to shorten up, lines it right center. So many hits. You mentioned how good the offense has been lately as far as the batting average going up. A lot of these hits have been middle to the other way.
11 hits on the night. Second career hit for Logan Ohtani.
Infield in here now for the Rangers. You also have that possibility of a safety squeeze. Lefty versus lefty here.
Soto's 0 for 3. And looking at great call. Hearn's not going to be able to do it. Oh, the safety squeeze works to perfection. 4-1 Angels. Partner, great call.
And even though you have a play there, it's still, you instinctively think you got to be super quick on that throw to home plate. As soon as that bunts down, you're going to take that shot. Hurt got to it quickly, but looked up too quick and didn't look it into the glove. But he probably has a play at the plate. Unable to do it, though. Big add-on run.
You're going to score that a hit?
See, he started looking up to see if he has a play, and it gets underneath his glove.
Oh, E on that one. All right, they flashed the 12th hit. They just took the 12th hit off the board. E1. Makes a little more sense.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the right call.
I agree.
Although it would be a sacrifice and an E. So it's an RBI.
Yep.
No official at bat.
But a great call. Love the call there by the Angels to press the issue. Fundamental baseball. Good baseball. Joe Adell's 2 for 2. A homer, a walk, and a single for Joe. Nice job with Soto, you know, staying in there against a tough lefty, getting the bunt down. And let's go back, though, to the second inning. Joe Adell, he was 0 for 4 last night with 4 strikeouts, and then here tonight, he could put that to bed.
That's the power he has. He's just under 110 miles per hour exit velocity, dead center field, going 417.
He could somehow bottle that swing up. He'll strike out there for the first out. We'll see if maybe Fletch can get a hit, turn it over to the top of the batting order. Selfishly, I'd love to see Trout get another plate appearance, because it's going to be close for Trouty to get to 502 plate appearances on the season. And that's what you need to qualify as a hitter. On pace to right around 500. Need just that extra, fit that bat in the last week here of the season to get there. Fletcher 0 for 10 versus Hearn. Put an end to that.
Pitches inside so effectively. Fletch is so good on pitches, especially up and away. It's going to force David Fletcher to turn on the baseball, fastball in, try to get the barrel out. And you go back to that home run by Joe Adell back in the second inning, a launch angle of 18 degrees. The average launch angle on a home run at 29 degrees. That went 417 feet. So it was a line drive type swing, and it got out with not a lot of height on that. The apex had not a lot of height. Got out in about 4.3 seconds of center field. I mean, that's crushed.
Yeah, they don't really carry 2 irons that much, Gooby. Let know.
I'm keep dating myself on a lot of things anymore, Patio. I still have that in my golf bag, though, believe it or not, the 2 iron.
Did Nicholas use a 1 iron to win a U.S. Open in like the 60s?
I always remember Lee Trevino talking about that one before, too. The 1 iron.
But I digress. Going to be a tough play. Good play made by Corey Seager.
It's tough on the base runners there because you don't know if it's getting in the air or not. So everyone's freezing. The ball was hit pretty hard too by Fletch. Yeah, you're running back thinking, okay, did he get it? Was he going to get it in the air? And unfortunately for Fletcher and the Angels, he stayed close enough by so he can have a force out at second.
Well, that'll bring up Luis Rengifo. He's 1 for 4 with a homer. Trout on deck. Runners at the corners. And a 4-1 Angels lead. And Ohtani 90 feet away from scoring his first run in the big leagues. There's the young catcher in his second career game. Fletch at first. Count's going to be 0-2 to Luis. And the 0-2 upstairs. Taylor Hearn was moved out of the rotation, down to that bullpen. We've chronicled how he's his grandfather was absolutely famous, one of the best ropers in U.S. history. Taylor also excellent roper, whether it's calves or Scooby was to get loose. Take you down in a heartbeat. That's right up the middle. Is it going to get through? Oh, wow, what a play.
Gold Glove winner there, Marcus Semien.
Took a run away, prevents Trout from coming up. That's not fair. That's excellent work. 4-1 Halos to the night.
A brief moment was all Roberto Clemente ever needed. He displayed incredible talent as a World Series champion, MVP, and 15-time All-Star. He fought injustice and helped those in need throughout his life of service. And he inspired generations of players and fans over the past 50 years to make a difference in their communities. Roberto Clemente changed baseball forever, ensuring his brief moment remains eternal.
Hey, Doc.
Good morning. Take a crack at the bottom line, please.
L-I. That's live look-ins.
And the next line.
Doc, that's MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, bringing the new season into focus. Only on MLB Network.
A 4-1 Angels, top of the ninth, 3 outs to get for their 5th consecutive win. Enjoy the postseason chase with the MLB app with coverage of in-game highlights, pitch-by-pitch features, select live broadcast coverage, and more. You won't miss a beat. Download the MLB app today.
That's today, right?
That is today. Jimmy time. Jimmy in for the save. Another guy that gets a big thumbs up, Jimmy Herget.
Impressive number there is, well, 2 of them. Opponent's batting average 191, but a whip of 0.90. That's walks and hits allowed per inning pitched.
Last 22 games, Scooby, an 0.59 ERA, 0.59. That's in 30 1/3 innings pitched. Just 2 earned runs, 27 Ks. That reminds us of Shohei type numbers.
Who? This is always special for Jimmy Herget going against the Rangers.
Yeah, he feels like a couple of teams, maybe Cincinnati, maybe Texas, to name it, a couple that just didn't give him a chance that he feels he deserves. Angels have, and it's paid off. I asked him the difference as Duffy is in at first base. First pitch in there to Garcia. About closing a game as opposed to coming in, 5th, 6th, 7th inning of relief. He said he spoke to you about this. He said you block out all the noise when you're on the hill. And it doesn't matter the situation or the moment. He's focused, locked in.
Bottom line is, when you come into these spots right now, you just got to think it's exactly the same scenario if I was coming into the 6th inning or the 7th inning. You try not to treat it any bigger than it is, although it is when you come into the 9th inning. You have to tell yourself it's the same thing.
The 0-2 pitch misses to Adolis Garcia. This is certainly a tough part of this Rangers order. Garcia young. And we'll see if Josh Smith gets a chance. Swing and a miss. Herget gets Garcia for the first out of the ninth.
Set up perfectly by a fastball. he threw for a purpose, not to throw it in the strike zone, to set up the very next pitch, and that would be his slider. Fastball just away, followed it with a slider that starts that same plane and goes a little bit further off for a strikeout.
Eight career saves for Herget, all here this campaign. Josh Young, the batter. Off the plate, ball one. Souvenir for the fans, counts 1-1.
Just the way he slings it in there for a couple different arm angles too, and the speeds, the varying speeds he throws. You don't see that too often out of the bullpen. You're always thinking guys coming in out of the bullpen throwing 100 miles an hour. You know, Class A coming out of the bullpen for the Guardians throwing 101 mile an hour cutter. Then you flip it in like that. Slider, but he also has that curveball that goes into the low 70s.
Really good pitching. The Angels here tonight, 6 from Detmers. And then relief corps stepping in with Andrew Wantz, Jose Quijada. And now Jimmy Herget lifted up towards left field. Joe Adell drifts over and makes the catch. 2 down, 1 out to get. You can see the power though. Josh Young just missed that one. It will be Josh Smith. 2 down here, top of the 9th. That's in there. One and one. Make sure you join us tomorrow with Jose Suarez versus Cole Regans. Angels live at 5:30 right here on Valley Sports West. 1-2 is the count. Crowd's on his feet. 1 pitch away from their 5th consecutive victory, the 1-2. And that's a strikeout. Jimmy says, forget about it. 4-1 victory, and you can light it up here tonight.
Outstanding job, too, by the bullpen. Reid Detmers was outstanding. Joe Adell got the scoring over to home run. Trout with a double. Taylor Ward, a couple doubles. Luis Rengifo, another home run. All around, great game against a team they have struggled against in the Rangers this season.
Without a doubt, player of the game, Toyota player of the game is Reid Detmers, picking up his 7th win of the season in his final start. So much to like about his performance.
Yeah, I love the fact he was 88-89 with his slider to the depth upstairs and down and in. Also ran that 4-seam fastball, 94-95 upstairs. 21 swing and misses, 12 with his slider, 9 strikeout performance last start of the season, 7 W for the man. I say kid, so young still. They threw a no-hitter this season in an immaculate inning. Great job by Reid Detmers.
Very impressive season for the young lefty, Reid Detmers, and the way this Angels team continues to fight right until the end. And standing by right now, Erica Weston with one of the hottest hitters in the league. That's Taylor Ward.
All right, guys, thanks very much. Taylor, your bat has been red hot this past month of September. I know you've talked about getting healthy, staying healthy. But what does it mean to you to be able to maintain that pace this past month of the season?
It means a lot, you know. Just want to have a good at bat and put the bat on the ball and hope for the best.
Well, it's working out well for you with your 2 doubles tonight. You've now joined the 2020 club for the first time. 23 homers, 20 doubles on the season. What does that milestone mean to you?
It means a lot. It's super cool. I didn't realize that, but yeah, hopefully next year get to 30 and 30.
We'd love to see that. That would be pretty awesome to see, especially for all these faithful fans right here at the Big A. Last one for you, Taylor. Last home start tonight for Reid Detmers. What a year he has had, and once again, he was special out there tonight.
Yeah, unbelievable. Fun to play behind, you know, pounding the zone, and you know, it's just super fun. We got a lot of exciting guys in this team, getting better and better every day. So yeah, hopefully it continues, and you know, just super proud of him.
The future is bright. Taylor, thanks for the time. Nice job tonight.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Okay, Erica, thanks a lot. Great season for Taylor Ward. Gooby, you know, 30-30, I think is awesome.
I like what he said, 30-30. You know, that's pretty cool. 2020, not 30-30. He was thinking about maybe going Conseco at some point, going 40-40.
Oh, you know what? But also tonight, Kurt Suzuki, that was awesome.
Can't wait to see him behind the plate tomorrow.
All right, Gooby, great job. Can't wait to do it again, pal.
Go. Way to go, Patty. Yo.
All right, stick around for our Angels Live postgame. Hey, this was a quick one, 2:35. We'll take it. Congrats to Detmers on the W. Angels Live postgame is next.